Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about three different topics. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern. Today's topics, we're going to be talking about PlayStation 5 cloud streaming launches this month for PlayStation Plus premium members. We're also going to be talking about, from bounding into comics, we're going to be talking about, if you guys don't know Rippaverse or Eric July, he's being sued by a ministry because of trademark infringement. So we're going to talk about that as well. And then we're going to be talking about a Game Pass game, day one Xbox Game Pass game labeled as a big disappointment. All three of these topics will be a breakout later. So if you're not here watching live with us in live chat, you can watch these later date, either watch this after the fact or go watch these separately at a later date. So appreciate you very much. What's going on, Jesse Mac? What's going on, Kylo? Charge, Eclipse, Bo, what's going on? All right. Again, if you guys don't know, if you're new in the channel and you're watching this, because we do have new people coming in all the time that just like to lurk in the background, which is fantastic. If you don't want to speak in any way, shape, or form in the chat, in the live chat, that is fine. But to interact, please make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment on one of the videos. Or if you'd like to become a member, you become a member as little as $5. We do live shows every single day, Monday through Thursday, 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. We do uploads every day now. There'll be uploads. We do live stream playing video games, and then we do a podcast to cap it off on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, which is Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week along the way. So let's start off with the topic, which is PlayStation Cloud streaming launches this month for PlayStation Plus premium members. I think this is already launched. We were just talking to Stealth. I believe he's playing it like right now. So he is in Canada, so it is there. All right, so cloud streaming. I find this a little funny because we had this conversation for months now, but yesterday we specifically, if you were here for the live chat, we were talking about cloud streaming and how I said it will be, you know, the majority within 6 to 7 years gaming. And I'm getting pushback for that. And literally right after the show, I'm talking like minutes after I was done streaming, PlayStation.Blog posts this and says, cloud streaming is coming and it's here. Right now, cloud streaming is not new. And a lot of people, when we talk about cloud streaming, they think that cloud streaming is like brand new today and it's going to take decades to implement and be because of the infrastructure. And I want to tell you that the infrastructure has been being laid down for years. It's not everywhere, but it doesn't need to be everywhere. And cloud gaming was already, PlayStation had it back in 2014 where you could use cloud gaming. They just got rid of it or stopped using it or stopped promoting it. And now they're coming out with it again. There's been talks that PlayStation themselves has a better cloud system than Game Pass. Now, we were just having a conversation with Stealth, and he said, I don't want to take it out of context. He was talking about how PlayStation, where is it? PlayStation, they could surpass, right? Surpass Xbox as the cloud gaming. And I was putting it out there saying that Microsoft doesn't need cloud gaming to be the one-all be-all. It's just another thing to use to, deliver games. So let me pause for a second. Let me start this, and then so we can do a breakout video, and we'll jump into the whole cloud streaming thing here. Today's the first day of New York City Comic-Con. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm sure Spider-Man 2 will be there. It comes out next week, doesn't it? Go on, Silent. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about PlayStation.Blog cloud streaming. We have this article from PlayStation.Blog, and I'm going to read the article and give you my thoughts. But let me know what you think after we're done with this in the comment section down below, or if you're in live chat, what you guys think about it live. So, streaming access includes support of the PlayStation 5 titles on Game Catalog, game trials, and purchases from the PlayStation Store. Now, since launching the all-new PlayStation Plus more than a year ago, we've seen such high engagement from our fans and offerings from the quality of titles offered in game catalog, like Horizon Forbidden West, Sea of Stars, and the new trophy features, and also added a classic games like Legend of Dragoon and Siphon Filter. Love Siphon Filter. Siphon Filter is one of my favorite franchises back in the day. So today, we're more detailed to share about the PlayStation 5 cloud streaming for PlayStation Plus Premium members. Starting this month, we will begin launching cloud streaming access to support PlayStation 5 digital titles within PlayStation Plus game catalog and the game trials. Okay, as well supported titles of PlayStation 5 game library and PlayStation Plus Premium members own. So, select PlayStation 5 games will be available for streaming, and we're planning to have hundreds of PlayStation 5 titles support this benefit. This includes top 5 PlayStation 5 hits from PlayStation Plus game catalog, such as Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden West, Ghost of Tsushima, Mortal Kombat 11, and Saints Row 4. Okay, game trials for PlayStation 5 games such as Hogwarts Legacy, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, and Callisto Protocol. An additional PlayStation 5 digital titles PlayStation Plus Premium members own that will also be available for streaming, such as Resident Evil 4, Dead Island 2, Genshin Impact, Fall Guys, and Fortnite. Okay. These are just a few examples of support of PlayStation 5 games that will include the cloud streaming option in addition to download. PlayStation 5 cloud streaming is exclusively available on the PlayStation 5 console at launch without having to download a game. Players can access the PlayStation 5 game streaming with their PlayStation Plus Premium membership. And additionally, PlayStation Plus Premium membership will also see features available within the PlayStation 5 streaming benefit, including downloadable content in-game purchases and will be available for PlayStation 5 game streaming, including DLC and add-ons similar to purchase from downloadable games. You get high-quality resolution options, including 4K, 1440p, 1080p, 720p with 60 frames per second, SDR or HDR output. You get enhanced audio with support for all PlayStation 5 audio capabilities, including 5.1, 7.1, as well as the Tempest 3D audio tech. You get captured screenshots and record up to 3 minutes of video, which will also be downloaded to the Media Gallery on PlayStation 5 and also available in the Media Gallery for PlayStation app. Since this will be a large undertaking for our team to roll out, we plan on launching regional through a phased approach. Here are the launch dates that we're currently targeting for local times. Japan's targeted for October 17th, Europe is targeted for October 23rd, and North America is targeted for October 30th. Now, cloud streaming through PlayStation Plus Premium is currently available in Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Canada, Costa Rica, Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Republic of Cyprus, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, and United States. We hope players will enjoy the new PlayStation 5 streaming feature that will automatically add to their PlayStation Plus Premium membership, and will continue to focus on evolving the feature and benefits from the PlayStation Plus. There's more to look forward to. Okay, this is, look, PlayStation has to do this, right? They have to evolve. All the companies have to evolve, right? Nintendo's going to have to evolve as well. But this is a smart move. I've said this years ago with PlayStation when I said they have to get their games off of PlayStation, start putting them also on PC, which they've done. I said they have to make a competitor to Game Pass, which they've done, just no day and date. And now they're competing in the cloud gaming space, and they have to do this, right? If they want to evolve and move without getting left behind, because Amazon Luna and Game Pass with their xCloud, and then whoever else, Google, if they want to get back in the game again without the Stadia, they might have something. Maybe Stadia 2 comes down the line. Who knows? Okay. But the cloud streaming, as we're having a conversation in chat, I was just saying this before I started this recording. Just yesterday, we were talking about cloud streaming, and people were saying that it would take decades to be here. And I said that cloud streaming is going to take 6 to 7 years to be the majority. Now, the majority doesn't mean it has to be 60, 70, 80%. Right now, there's two things. There's digital and physical. Okay, well, if there's 51%, then this thing is the majority. Well, if you add a third element inside there now, okay, which would be cloud gaming. So there'll be physical sales, there'll be digital sales, and then there'll be cloud streaming, okay? Cloud streaming only needs 34% of the market to become the majority of the industry. So I think, this is where my thought process is, that in 6 to 7 years, it's more plausible and doable that 34% of the market goes towards cloud streaming, especially if we're here now. This is not coming out 4 years from now and then building up on top of it. It's out now. So PlayStation right now can stream 4K. People are saying that it looks fantastic when they play on 4K. I've played the cloud streaming on Xbox. There's times that it's flawless, okay? Flawless. Other times, you get little hiccups here and there. But it's not going to be perfect. But at the same time, to not engage by saying that this is not going to be the majority in years. Technology moves faster and faster each year. I was having a conversation yesterday about how far we've come with vehicles over the centuries that we've had, and it moves from thousands of years to the first vehicle, and then hundreds of years from the vehicle to the automobile, and then it was 50 years to make the automobile a much better piece of equipment, to making it electric, and then from electric vehicle to making it self-drive within less than 30 years, which then less than 15 years, which is less than so on and so forth. Technology moves faster. This is moving even faster. And a lot of people want to bring up the infrastructure is not around, but they don't need everyone in the world to have access to this. They just need the areas that are really that mass population are there to have high-speed internet, and then people can play. And that's just the way it works. They could put it in New York alone, and that would be more than three states wide, like Montana, Idaho, you know what I'm saying? South Dakota. There's more people in that one controlled space that could have high-speed internet than the people that don't have high-speed internet over in the middle of nowhere. So cloud streaming, in my opinion, will be here faster than you know it, and you won't even think about it. You'll just turn on your television, just like you click on Hulu, just like you click on Disney Plus, just like you click on Netflix to watch movies and stream them from 2K, 4K, whatever it is, directly to your television set for 2 hours, hour and a half. You will now just click a button on your television set, and you'll start streaming games. This has been around for years, and now it's going to be more prominent, and it's going to be the majority. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. What do you think of this cloud streaming platform? Are you going to try it? Are you a PlayStation Plus premium member? Are you excited now that maybe, you don't have an actual PlayStation, but you want to get the service? Okay. Are you going to do that? Let me know in the comments section down below. Let me know in the live stream. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. They don't have an app yet, Stealth? Well, I'm sure that'll follow soon. You can only play it on the PlayStation 5. That right there is the weird thing, right? That you can only play on the PlayStation 5? That'll change. Yeah, I heard the PlayStation Cloud's a bit smoother than the Xbox from people in the beta testing for it. Come on, Rose. Every time I try to play on a cloud, it's a starting mess. That just so happens to be in the area that you have for your internet or whatever, Farmer. Right? Me and Water were just talking on Discord, right? And he says, what is the how is everyone's internet? The masses need high-speed internet. And I did a food analogy, right? I was like, when I'm eating my steak dinner at a high-price steakhouse, okay, I'm not thinking about other people. I'm not thinking about, hey, not everyone can afford this steak. When I'm eating my steak, I'm like, man, this is a good steak, right? So the people that have high-speed internet are not thinking about the people when they're playing going, man, I wonder how many other people can play this. They're just playing the game and enjoying their cloud gaming. Bro says, my hope now that they have cloud, somehow they make it where the PlayStation Portal can run it on the cloud, and then it's a buy for me. But there's only a thing that the PSN version is that you stream it with your console. That's got to change. They have television sets, right? I'm assuming, Stealth, that this is they did say it's a test, right? Right? It's slowly rolling out into other places. Sony owns one of the 5th largest television companies. They're like 6% of the market, right? I think it's Papa sent me something yesterday. I think it's Samsung, Vizio, LG. There was one between, and then it was Sony, right? They would have to put it on their Sony televisions, I would assume. That would be a dumb move if they didn't. Hopefully it'll be work for the PlayStation Portal and will help us sell it. Game Pass greater than PlayStation Plus. Well, Game Pass is different than than PlayStation Plus, right? Game Pass, Rebel, is day and date, and PlayStation Plus is just a year after, and they put stuff on there. Game Pass whole mentality is day and date. That's what sells Game Pass. Ford says beta testing is a small group of people. Wait until it gets released all to see how smooth it is. I mean, when I did the play testing for xCloud years ago, it was great. And then since it rolled out to the masses, it's better. I tried Cloud a couple of times on Game Pass games. It works okay for me. Resolution was bad, but it all ran smooth. My kids will adopt the cloud gaming easily. They already prefer handheld mostly to cloud PC. 76, I'm glad you brought that up, right? Again, me and Stealth were talking, right? And Stealth was like, he could tell that the graphics are just not as sharp or whatnot on the cloud. He's like, I can tell, right? And I was like, you could tell. But you're also one of the small population, right? We forget, being as old as we are, it doesn't matter if you're 30, or it doesn't matter if you're 45 or 50, right? You've been playing games the last 20, 25, 30 years, and we can tell the difference, right? We also have moved from where we played black and white Game Boy games to fully colored portable devices now, right? Where we're playing on cell phones and stuff now. The generation below us, your children, okay, jokingly with Stealth, I said, how many kids do you have? I was like, it doesn't matter. I was like, they outweigh you. You're not the majority. The majority, right? In my house, I'm the majority, right? Me and my wife outnumber our son, okay? But his generation, they're growing up on these small devices. They're growing up on mobile devices. They're growing up on the iPads, the Android devices, the iPhones, the laptops, the streaming services. So this is going to be a much more adoptable for them than it is for us that keep pushing back on this. Like they're saying, no, I want physical copies, right? That's where I am. I'm like, no, I like my physical copies. But someone said yesterday, I can't remember, I think it was you, 76, or was it? I forget who it was, that couldn't remember the last time they bought a physical disc. It was like 5 years. I looked at it and I went, man, it's been a while since I owned a physical copy of something, right? And just like that, that's how it happens, right? So cloud streaming is going to come in, and like said, that your kids are going to adopt it much easier than what we are. Right now, the way we looked at Nintendo at 4:3 ratio with the pixelatedness of, and the graphics were low, that's their cloud gaming. It all repeats itself. History repeats itself. So cloud gaming with the stuttery mess for some people, or maybe it hiccups every once in a while, or they can't get it, is the shitty Nintendo NES that we had on our small little device television sets that we had to get the rabbit ears to get it a full-fledged color. You know what I'm saying? That's their struggle. And it's going to get better and better over time. We're going backwards, right? We're going backwards because we're old. But for our children, this is just the norm. This is just the norm. Isn't Sony using Microsoft's Azure cloud server, or did that change? I know they were using it for it. I don't know if they're using it now. I know a couple years ago we covered it on the stream that Sony was using it. I don't know if they're using it now. Let me see. I know they started their own thing. Is Sony Azure? Sony Microsoft Azure powered cloud server will be on PlayStation Windows Central. This is from 2021. Sony and Microsoft powered cloud. I don't know if this is still Sony Microsoft Azure powered cloud server will be a PlayStation exclusive. More cloud talk is on the way. Wondering what the news is of Sony in development of cloud strategy. Well, keep waiting, because even though the company entered into the strategic partner with Microsoft back in 2019, so it was back in 2019, to enhance its cloud capabilities and utilize the Azure, word on what the fruits of what the partnership labor will be is still pretty vague. The big thing is what we know is that whatever Sony creates or its cloud gaming ambitions will be PlayStation exclusive. In an interview with VGC, President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, Jim Ryan, mentioned that Sony will still be covering, or conversing with Microsoft regarding exchanging ideas, which include some very interesting stuff, but that's not all the news it received about Sony's PlayStation 5 cloud strategy. Okay. We could conceivably use the cloud for technical infrastructure, but the cloud gaming experience we're offering will be unique and only on PlayStation, Ryan said, revealing that Sony Cloud Service is planned for PlayStation users only. Ryan goes on to say, in response to the question on whether the cloud tech will be disrupted by PlayStation's traditional hardware cycle, at the end of the cycle, the cloud may be played some role. More optimistic about the future of the years a year ago. Ryan then circled back in the discussion on how PlayStation 5 is still a new release, and Sony's priority is seeing how customers react to the console before it dives into the uncharted waters of future PlayStation endeavors. So that's the scoop. So this is why, there you go. So 2 years ago, this is why that PlayStation can only play it on the PlayStation right now. So they don't even have plans to put it on the Sony television sets. This is just, right? This is just for PlayStation. That's interesting, right? So there's the difference between Xbox, or I should say Microsoft and Sony. Microsoft saying, take our xCloud and put it on all devices. We don't care, okay? And PlayStation's like, no, we're giving you this great service, but it only goes through the PlayStation 5. That's interesting. That's interesting. See what you guys are saying here. What's going on, boss? I imagine it will be on their TVs. Yeah. I mean, obviously, thinking that's what it would be, right? On their television sets. But from that article 2 years ago, now things can change, obviously. But from that article 2 years ago, they said it's only going to be on PlayStation. Because they don't want to, if they put it on the television sets, boss, that means they're not selling PlayStations, right? I would assume that they're afraid if they do that, then people won't buy the PlayStations and they're trying to sell the PlayStations. It's funny how right you were, 30. Like 4 months ago, all Sony fans was like, no way Sony's going cloud. Eclipse, I make my predictions and stuff based on stuff I read. I don't have any inside information or anything like that. I read articles. I read a lot of articles. I read between the lines. I see how tech is going, and then I make a educated guess on what I feel like the market's going to do. Obviously, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm not like a prophet. You know, a prophet. I just go out there and speak and say how I feel. A lot of people disagree with me, and that's fine. And this is why I would say I'm more right than wrong, right? Which if I was a baseball player and I only hit, 2 hits a game, I'm a Hall of Famer. If I hit one hit a game, I'm a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? I don't remember saying no way Sony is going to cloud. Yeah, but boss, why do you jump to that? Was Eclipse saying boss said this? He said Sony people said this. That doesn't mean that all Sony people said it. Doesn't mean that you said it. He's just saying in general, people were saying that Sony wouldn't go cloud. Rebel says, which is why PlayStation Plus sucks in my opinion. Oh, because it doesn't do the day and date? I'll be honest with you, Rebel. I actually, as a gamer, as a fan of games, I like what PlayStation's doing by putting their first-party titles not on their platform day and date. I feel like but Game Pass is paying upfront money, where PlayStation owns that title for first party, and they're like, you know what, we want our companies and games to make money first, and then we'll put it on PlayStation Plus. Why do I have to use my PlayStation 5 for cloud? That seems pretty stupid to me. Well, PlayStation wants you to use your PlayStation. By the portal, then you can play through the cloud through your PlayStation, right? So there is a rhyme to there is a organization to their chaos that they have, right? So you're a PlayStation 5 person, then you buy the portal because you can play your PlayStation 5 on the go. And if you can play your PlayStation 5 on the go, well, then you can also stream the games and also to your portal through Wi-Fi. He says, you're right. I was used to arcade. I quickly got used to sitting on my couch with a controller. Convenience is everything, isn't it? The only physical copies I buy now are for the Switch. That's because you have to, right? Stealth? I mean, you don't have to. You can do digital copies as well. We have a couple of games that we bought digitally, but we have most of our games on Switch we buy physically, which I actually like because it's only this big. You know what I mean? It's like this big. You're like, come on, Jones. My 19-year-old son prefers physical media over streaming because the company's manipulation of the services. Farmer, you and I can prefer anything you want, but if the market says, if you go to Target right now, go to Best Buy right now, you go to try to get physical media for games, they're empty. They're not stocking as many, right? They want people to go digital. They'll force us to go digital, and you won't have a choice. Stealth says, I would say months. I think that the last physical game I bought was Destiny 1. Jesse Max says, I buy games for years and years now, and we just have to adjust with the company. Yeah, and this sucks. Yeah, and we're not going to have a choice. I just don't think we'll ever be able to really enjoy gaming on a small devices. Which is as small as I can go. Then, much prefer playing in a docked mode. I agree. Here's the thing. I realized the other day I was playing on the Switch. I can't hold the Switch in my hand, right? It's weird to me. And even when I hold it in my hand, I disconnect the controllers, right? And I just lay the thing on my lap, or I put it on a little stand next to me, and I'll play with the controllers because it feels more natural holding the Joy-Cons like separately in each of the hands, right? I hate that I have to like hold it like this, and they're so tiny. That's my one complaint. But then you play Switch on a Pro controller, or you have that other controller, you would take the Joy-Cons and stick them in, and then it's a separate controller. That feels good, right? How long till Sony starts the storefront on PC, stream games and movies? Well, they're already doing the streaming movie stuff. They're already doing the streaming. They just announced it last week. We covered it. They announced all their streaming movies that they're coming on the PlayStation. So I don't know how fast off the console to PC, because we just read an article from 2 years ago. They don't want to kind of take it off the PlayStation. They want you to buy the PlayStation. Over a decade ago, Xbox wanted to make the Xbox the top set box for your television set, right? That's what they wanted. Well, since that time frame, television sets are now thinner, and you can't have a set-top box. And now people are willing to have it as a set-top box, because now there is no set-top box. You're just going to apps on your smart TV. So if Sony wants to keep it in-house, they're not going to put it on TV. They want you to buy the PlayStation for that one box to rule them all. Buy the PlayStation box. You can play video games. You can cloud stream. You can stream your movies and TV shows. Sony should be put the cloud on their camera bodies too. I love to play God of War on my A7. Yeah, that's what they'll do. They'll do like Skyrim on the fridge. It would be better to sell PlayStations than put it on their TVs. So when you say it makes sense, that is, it won't be on their TVs. Right. And they want to sell. Their goal was to sell. They want to sell 25 million units next year for PlayStation consoles. If you put the cloud app or Sony app on your television sets, and you're taking all that stuff off of the box and putting it on their TV sets, you're not going to sell 25 million PlayStations then. You know what I mean? They want to make sure that doesn't Sony own Crunchyroll as well, the animated stuff? That goes on PlayStation as well, right? Like a whole other service for that, Crunchyroll. So I'm assuming that they want you to buy this console for not just gaming, but for all your entertainment purposes. PlayStation has to make money, and this is why they do what they are, the money maker. This is why they don't do date. Correct. But their market bears what they're selling though. No, they know their clients want to buy a PlayStation, and that's why they do what they do. The high end console, basically. Some devs are already putting games on digital only console, like Alan Wake 2. Yeah, here for them. Kyle says the same thing with the Switch. Well, I bought a grip for it. Way better. Yeah, it's almost unplayable for me with my hands, like, on that little thing. I'm just like, you're playing Mario Kart like this with the Joy-Con. I was like, I need a controller. Give me a controller. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, Sony Picture Core. That's what it is. The Switch being so tiny hurts my hands after playing it for a while. I don't play it very often because of that. I need to get a Pro controller or something. Yeah, even if you don't get a Pro controller for it, they make this where you take your Joy-Cons and just lock them in. It's not a Pro controller, but it's just a bigger controller. Much easier to play. Sony Pictures Core on PC seems like a dream, but they won't sell consoles then, Titan. You can't sell 25 million copies of your console if you're putting your stuff on the PC. Microsoft is not selling. I've said this for years. Microsoft is not selling consoles. Microsoft is selling a service. Sony is selling a console. Digital or physical, I tend to shop what I get the better price on. Many times I can get the physical copy cheaper. For you specifically, that works out, right? But most people are convenient. They want to play day and date. Like the second it comes out, they don't want to get in their car and drive to GameStop for the midnight launch. They'd rather preload it and then download it. And that's why they're doing the preloads for games, right? They're not doing preloads because they have to preload their game on your system. They're putting preloads on the system digitally, so you're like, oh man, I could download it weeks before, and I don't have to leave my house. Sweet. They have no software to sell right now. Why they're doing the other shit. It wasn't good before, but all of a sudden it's good now. But they have a completely different business sense, though, Mo. If there was no Game Pass, right, Mo? If there was no Game Pass, what do you think Microsoft would be doing right now? They'd be doing the exact same thing. They're making the problem and selling the solution. Microsoft is. Right? $70 games, and they're like, well, you don't have to pay $70. There's the problem. Here's the solution. You can just play Game Pass for our day and date games. I gotta have a Pro controller for those Joy-Cons. Make my big hands cramp up. Mention for the Pro controller is awesome. Best battery life controller ever. We don't have a Pro controller, but we have the other controller that you slide in. Like you slide. Here, let me go get it real fast. Hold on one second. Yeah. So this is the controller, right? We just take the Joy-Cons and you just slide them in. This feels much better on your hands, right? And this is like a cheaper alternative than the Pro controller, right? It's not the best looking thing, but at least it works. At least it works better. Come on, Records. Yep, 100%. Spider-Man 2 preload tomorrow. And that's exactly what I'm saying, right? The reason they make you preload it is because they don't. Here's the problem, right? Make the problem physical discs, sell the solution. Well, get it digitally. Get it digitally. Pay $70. Here's the digital version, and you can preload it early. I always see it weird, a weird future where slowly but surely all the creative mind devs start one by one leaving Microsoft to go to Sony because Microsoft, they're expected to give effort for little to nothing. I mean, they could, but there's only a certain amount of jobs, boss. There's only a certain amount of jobs, and when someone leaves, there's a tissue there. You pull a tissue out, there's another tissue there. That goes with any client, business person. You're like, this one doesn't like it, take that one out, discard that one. There's another tissue box. When that tissue box is over, they look at another division and they're like, all right, here's a new tissue box. Tissue box of 30 to 35-year-olds. They're like, here's a box of 25 to 30-year-olds gamers. Like, oh, this one doesn't like it. Let's go to the next guy. That's how it works, man. The one thing that comes with a Switch where the Joy-Cons slide in, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, what I just showed. GameStop in the long run is taking their raises, bonuses, incentives to keep rate top of the line. GameStop, long run. Stop in the long run, taking their GameStop, the company like that sells the physical copies. Is that what you're talking about, boss? Oh, Xbox, not GameStop. I was like GameStop. I was like, GameStop doesn't make games. I'm very confused right now. Definitely get a Pro controller, Mike. You and your son will love the battery life. Should I get it? I can't justify it because I don't play it enough. Maybe I'll buy it for my son. Maybe I'll buy it for my son. Before PS Plus Premium and Deluxe memberships happen, I imagine that the PlayStation Games Core I like more than the membership system. I used to make a lot of digital purchases on PlayStation because you around paying taxes. Well, that's another reason. Yes, but a developer who's passionate about gaming and very good at their job, they'll be able to find a spot on Sony and Nintendo. Sure, but okay. Now, let's take that little nugget that you dropped there, right? Okay, I'm a brand new, passionate developer that wants to make games. Sony's not hiring because their studio's packed, full, and no one wants to leave, right? No one's leaving because they don't want to leave because it's so good working for Nintendo and Sony, right? So how do I get in? Right? Sony's not big enough because their developers, I mean, they have who they have, right? That happens all the time in the film industry and stuff, right? I want to work for a company, but I can't work there. Why? Because there's such a finite amount of people working there. The only way you can work at that company is if someone retires or dies. So what do you do then? I'm a passionate developer. Do I wait for a spot at Sony and Nintendo? Or do I just get a job to start packing my resume? I mean, happens every day in the corporate world. In any other job, you're like, man, I really want to do that, but I can't do that until I do this. So I'm going to do this for a couple years until I can get to the spot that I need or want. You could also make an indie company with a small group of other passionate, talented devs. While this companies and will want you. Yeah, but that's a whole nother. Most people that start a business don't want to start a business. They might be independent developer, but they don't know how to manage money, or they don't know what to do at that point. Right? It's not just as easy as going, oh, I want to work here, and then it happens. Maybe they can't get the money. Right? Because then the reality also sets in that, oh, I want to be a passionate developer, but I also have to pay my bills. In a perfect world, sure. If everybody was passionate enough and to grab the job they wanted and work for the company they wanted, then everything would be perfect, wouldn't it? Here, I'll look at it this way, right, boss? I just thought about it. You hear all the time that developers are tired of working on the same game with live service games and whatnot, right? They've worked on the same game for 5, 6, 7, 8. What about if people just want to make a game? Don't really care about the quality of it, right? They have to make a crap game to get to the passion project they want to make. I don't know why this is cutting in and out. Every dev right now is just sticking it out and sucking it up, building their resumes. When the shift starts to happen, they'll be able to go to a studio they want to go to. Sure. You could also make an indie company with a small group of others passionate. I already read that. Really, GM new Switch does not come with that weird. Also crazy. Wonder why they stopped shipping with that. If you don't care if it's a game is good, then make a game, sell a game. Microsoft is perfect for you. I think there's different stepping stones though. I don't think it's as black as white as that, right? What about the people that got a job with a company they wanted, right? For instance, let's take Microsoft's Redfall. Okay, people that loved all the other games that Arcane Studios made. They're like, dude, my dream job is to work for Arcane Studios. They go to Arcane Studios and they go, "Hey, we're making a co-op live service game." And they're like, "I don't want to make a live. I joined your company because you guys made games that I was interested in." And they didn't want to make the game. This is before Microsoft purchased it. They went to Bethesda ZeniMax because they wanted to work for Arcane Studios. Then they got on a project they didn't want to get. I used to work on those things all the time when I was in the film industry, right? There's music videos I didn't care about, or music I didn't care, or commercials I didn't want to work on, but you have to do it because that's what's paying the bills that month. With a game designer, it's not per job, like 3 days, 5 days, 6 months. It's literally 3 years of your life. Redfall's great, but that's not because of Microsoft. Can't blame Microsoft for that. They were working on that game before they bought them. Now you can blame them for the management. You got to blame everyone in that category. Arcane's management, Bethesda's management, ZeniMax management, and then Microsoft's management. Well, 343 is a completely different story. I was using Redfall as an example of people that wanted to join a company because they enjoyed what that company made, and then they got put on something they didn't want. Exactly, Z. You take the job because that's the job that's available for you. Correction. If I did come with the Joy-Con grip, going to use it, most missed it when I opened the box. It was under the other stuff in the box. You would assume, Rose, because that's a first party studio. Oh, so we're sticking to one title, Redfall. I was using Redfall Mo as an example, right? Because Boss was saying that developers want to make great games. If they want to make great games, they, just push a game out and they would go to Microsoft. But I'm saying the people that went to Redfall for Arcane, they went to go work for the studio, but they didn't like the game they were working on. Did you try Thunder Ray? What's Thunder Ray? I don't even know what that is still. Never even heard of it. Called Thunder Ray? Like a Dragon Ball Z type of stuff. Oh, it's Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. It's like a Dragon Ball Z meets Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Pretty cool. Thunder Ray. Interesting. Never heard of it until just now. It's on Switch, Xbox, and PSN now, or PS also. Oh, okay. $14 on Steam. It's $15 on Steam, bros. Look, I think going back to the cloud gaming, I think cloud gaming, if you like it or not, it's here to stay. It's not going away this time. Okay, this is the future. Okay, this is not taking the place of all the other stuff. It's just yet another thing. Okay, it's another avenue to sell their game. Now there is a big difference between cloud gaming that you can only play on one console and then cloud gaming where you can play on anything. Okay, and I kind of respect what Sony's doing, right? I kind of respect it. Their goal is that they have to sell consoles. Their consoles, they're sticking with their goal. Their goal is they want to sell 25 million consoles next year, so they're sticking. Cloud streaming is only on the PlayStation 5. The mobile device is only a link to the. You have to have a PlayStation, right? So you have to have a PlayStation to use the portal. You have to have a PlayStation to use the cloud gaming. You have to have a PlayStation to do the streaming service for core. I appreciate them sticking to their goal, right? Xbox's goal is not selling Xboxes. Okay, it's not selling anything else but Game Pass. Game Pass is on, right? That's their thing. So I don't even think they care that if PlayStation beats them to cloud gaming and makes a better cloud gaming experience, that's fine. They're just trying to get Game Pass as many devices as possible, where Sony's trying to sell as many consoles as possible. I'm buying a PlayStation when I get off. There you go. Every Microsoft game will get shit reviews. Does it really matter? You know what? Let's go look at a review real fast. I want to go look at a review real fast as you guys bring it up. Let's look at here, Lords of the Fallen. Actually, go to Assassin's Creed Mirage, right? They're both around 76. They're on the home page. Okay. Look, 6.6 based on 796 users. That is nothing. On the grand scheme of things, that is nothing. Let's look at real quick. Cyberpunk 2077. Okay. Go to PC, right? Even 34,000 reviews out of 25 million people. 25 million people bought this game, right? I don't know how many are on PC, but 34,000 doesn't seem like a lot of the bigger chunk. Let's go to do we have Cyberpunk for PlayStation? Not have a PlayStation section over here? They don't even show it. What's a game that came out on all platforms recently? It's a big one, like a big seller. Like all the consoles, PC, PlayStation. I can't think of a game. No, Baldur's Gate 3 only came on 2 platforms so far. I want to have a Mortal Kombat. Okay. All right, Mortal Kombat. There's the PlayStation 5. So let's open that. Got the Xbox One. Have like why don't they show? So confused. Yeah. Like, here, all platforms. Okay. Xbox One to be decided. That's Xbox One. Do they have Xbox Series XS? Okay. So off the X, how many reviews they have? 5 positive reviews. Right? 386 reviews. Millions and millions of copies sold. But only 386 people reviewed it. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? No one really looks at this stuff. Nobody really looks at this stuff. Nobody cares. The only people that look at this is the game companies themselves so they can give bonuses. And it's not even based on this score. Okay? It's based on the 17 people or 80 people that reviewed it and gave this total number over here. Here, Mortal Kombat 1. This is the one that you're talking about, right? 768. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Most people, when they go to a store and buy something, they pick it up at a physical store. They go, man, that picture looks cool. 1 player, 4 player. Okay. Cool. 480. Yeah, that cover looks cool. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to buy it. Right? That's what they do. Nobody does, boss. That's my point. No, nobody cares. Nobody. When you looked at movies in the past, let's take movies for instance. A book cover, right? When you bought a book, you look at the front cover and you're like, looks cool. The inside of the book is all words. Like if you're reading an actual novel, the cover is what sells it. Right? Same thing with a comic book. You like look at the cover and you're like, that's a badass cover. A movie poster sells you on the movie. Right? A movie poster sells you on a movie. This is why in the 80s and stuff, they had badass movie covers, movie posters. Well, going into that conversation, Mo, people are comparing Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsports, right? We talked about this yesterday a little bit after we played a couple. Oh, was it? Yeah, it was Tuesday, 2 days ago. And people are comparing the Gran Turismo to Forza. And if Gran Turismo is that much better, fantastic. Like, go play that game, right? And you pay $70 to get that game. You're not getting that game unless you pay $70, right? Forza Motorsport, you can pay $70, or you could pay $10. And that should scare people, because even if the game is lower quality, okay, and is not as good, right, for what you're getting, for the $10 a month fee for that one game, if that's the only game you play, is insane. I'm gonna bring up. Okay, you got 2 games here, right? You got the brand new game of Forza Motorsport that got an 85. 85. 72 critics gave it an 85, and this, you pay $70, or you could pay $10 for the month. Or Gran Turismo, 125 critics gave it an 87, right? 2 points higher, $60 less. Right? 7.7 for 230 people. And look at Gran Turismo, 11,000 people gave it a 2.3 average. This doesn't matter, though. This doesn't matter. Okay? What matters is that this number right here, they made the cut, and they get their bonus if they get a bonus. And these guys made the cut, and they get their bonus, okay? But this game is an 85, this game's an 87, this game is $70, this game is 10. That's right, Dave. That's right. Both in the 80s, both trash. Half my Twitter feed is Forza versus GT. Do people really care that much? I see it every day since Forza's early access release. I don't get it, Kylo. Because if I have a PlayStation, right? If I'm a gamer, I have a PlayStation, and I think Gran Turismo is better than Forza, I'll get GT. If I don't have a PlayStation, doesn't matter. If I have an Xbox, right, and I don't have a PlayStation, then I guess I'm getting Forza, right? I don't understand the debate between my money's being spent better than your money. Apparently not, because if GT is at 87 and Forza is a much less superior game than GT, and it got 2 points less by the Metacritic that everyone talks about, okay, for 2 points less for $60, I mean, okay, I'll take the $60 less for a game that's just almost as good as Gran Turismo. Doesn't make sense to me by that mentality, right? The clip says, shit, I was always been the kid that went to Walmart to get my clothes. Never gave a shit about it. All I see is a cheaper price tag. Most people want a deal. The internet just got to have something to fight about. People are just really bored. Go play a fucking game you have. Well, that's what I'm saying, Rose. Like, if you're a PlayStation guy, why do you care what Xbox is getting? Like, if you're a diehard PlayStation guy and a diehard Xbox guy, why do you care what PlayStation is getting or not getting? And why do you care what Xbox is getting or not getting? Half the people comparing the game and just grab. I heard a debate the other day. It was I forget what channel it was on. They were talking about the headlights. They were talking about the headlights. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this. Okay. The headlights. When did we play it? We played it here, right? Can you see the headlights from this angle? Can you see the headlights from this angle? My headlights. My headlights. Not the cars in front of me. The headlights on your car. Right? Can you see the headlights? I don't think you can. It's like when I was playing the other day, and I'm going 89 miles an hour, and I'm like, did you guys see the grass? Grass. That grass looks amazing. Maybe they were playing on PC, but still, when I get criticized for critiquing a movie or a show, and I critique it, I'm a fan of like Star Wars, and I'll nitpick the shit out of it. It's all in good fun. Okay, but to criticize a game for its blades of grass, clouds, headlights, when not what the game. You know what I mean? Right, they're complaining about puddles. That's that puddle. Like, that's what you have? That's what you're grasping for? You're grasping for puddles and headlights and grass? Now, Stealth, when you showed me the other day on PC, PC's an utter fucking mess. Okay? And PC players should be absolute pissed. I don't care if you're playing on Game Pass or not. Game companies, developers, need to start optimizing for goddamn PCs, man. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with PC ports and stuff. Hmm. Poor thing I wanted to look at. I'm so glad I didn't pay for that. I mean, isn't that nice though? Is that nice? Save some money and some frustration. If it's a physical copy and you bought the game, you didn't like it, you played less than 2 hours, one, I don't even think you could return it. But if you could return it, you have to get back in your car and drive. If it's digital, you didn't like it, then you return it because you're like, I only played 2 hours, and they're like, all right, we'll take it back, and you still have to go through this little loop. But if you have Game Pass or any streaming service, let's just say, and you didn't like a game, you just shut the game off. That's it. You just literally shut the game off. All right, the next thing I want to talk about, speaking of Game Pass, okay, not everything is always great on Game Pass. I think coming from a dev point of view, right? So the next topic we're going to talk about, Day 1 Xbox Game Pass labeled a big disappointment. We'll talk about that in just a second. You guys are liking the content and the show that we're doing. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. If you're here new in the channel, popping in, you're like, what is this guy yelling about or talking about? We do conversations with chat back and forth. We just read the news. We read the news and have conversations. So if you like it, please make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and whatnot. All right, we're going to do a breakout here. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about an article from Game Rant called Day 1 Xbox Game Pass Game Labeled Big Disappointment. But before I get to the article, if you like what we do here, please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern in a live stream. This is a breakout video, so if you like this type of content, go check out the other content that we have here. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond it, you can become a member as little as $5. All right. So, Day 1 Xbox Game Pass game labeled Big Disappointment, and a recently released Day 1 Xbox Game Pass game is unfortunately labeled a big disappointment by its own publisher. Okay, so Day 1 Game Pass Lamplighters League has been labeled a big disappointment by the publisher Paradox Interactive. Now, the Lamplight League is a turn-based strategy game inspired by the 1930s pulp magazines, XCOM, that released on October 3rd. Now, the developer of the harebrained schemes, the Lamplight Leaguers, launched as a Day 1 Xbox Game Pass game across PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Now, unfortunately, things have not been going well for the Lamplighters League. Lamplighters League reviews have been mixed. Beyond that, it's releasing as the midst of fall gaming rush with its... Give me a second. With so many high-profile new games and play on a weekly basis on unproven IP with mixed reviews, and the Lamplighters League has cards stacked against it. Throw in the fact that Xbox Game Pass itself has been inundated with highly quality new releases lately, and it's no surprise that the Lamplighter League has failed to meet the publisher's expectations. Now, Paradox Interactive has announced that it will be writing down the capitalized development costs for the Lamplighters League, and Paradox praised the game as being fun and having the many strengths, but that commercial reception has been too weak. Now, Paradox CEO Frederick Western labeled the development as a big disappointment. Western did say that Paradox is seeing cautiously positive player numbers in subscription services, likely alluded to the game's performance on Xbox Game Pass. It says it's unclear on just how many people are playing Lamplighters League through the Xbox Game Pass at the time of this writing, but the game has such stiff competition that it wouldn't be surprising if players' counts are lower than expected in the department as well. Many of the Xbox Game subscribers are still making their way through Bethesda's massive open-world sci-fi RPG Starfield. Forza Motorsports just dropped, and the Game Pass has also seen unpopular releases like Soul Like's Lies of P and Party Game Party Animal also releasing this past month. Unfortunately, for Lamplighters League, the other smaller games Game Pass games, the service isn't slowing down. New games are added to Xbox Game Pass regularly, and the more titles set to come, and the service before October is over, including more day one releases that already have some games confirmed at Xbox Game Pass in November in 2023, as well with plenty more games coming in 2024 too. So fans of the genre who haven't tried it yet should consider checking out Lamplighters League and seeing if it's something that appeals to them. A big benefit for Xbox Game Pass is the freedom to try games and maybe didn't even fare so well with critics, but also still something to be one might enjoy without making a big financial commitment. It's likely that the Lamplighters League will remain available through Xbox Game Pass for at least a year, and whenever it is set to get removed, fans may get rest assured that it will have advance notice. So here's something that we've talked about multiple times. Okay, not saying that Game Pass is bad for all games, but there's games that come out. The developers, not me, the developers earlier this year or late last year, we read an article that said the people that developed published Tunic, that when Tunic came out, it worked really well for them because they were early adopters to Pass, and it worked very well for them. Okay, but the same publisher said that they are worried because indie games that come out are going to have a hell of a time competing with other games that are on Game Pass that come out, especially the first-party titles. So, for instance, in the article, they talk about how Starfield came out, Forza Motorsports came out, lots of other games came out, even Gotham Knights came out, which was a bigger game last year. And all of these games, and I say all the time, that games are competing with games, just like YouTubers are competing with other YouTubers. It doesn't matter if it's a sports broadcaster, if it's a podcast, if it's a live stream. It doesn't matter. We're all competing for someone's time. So you're competing for someone's time to play this game. And when people look at this, go, am I going to play Lamplighters League or am I going to play Forza Motorsports? Maybe completely two different people. Maybe one's a sports fan or a car fan, and the other person's an XCOM fan type of stuff. But are they in the same pool? They are. Gamers are gamers, and you have to try to find as many people. Well, when Lamplighters League comes out, it looks interesting. I wanted to play it, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to play it yet. And here's my next point. Just because a game comes out on day one doesn't mean you have to play it day one. All of these developers that make a game, to sell a game, they want to make all their money back on day one. That's not how it works. If I open up a business and I sell cupcakes, or if I open up a car dealership, or I'm selling suitcases, when I open that store, I don't plan on making all my money back on day one. Okay? It's the long game. So if Lamplighters League is a good game, people will play the game. Okay? They got paid up front from Xbox, okay, from Microsoft, to make the game and put it on Game Pass. They got their chunk of money there. Now, maybe it didn't cover costs. Maybe it didn't cover development costs, okay? But they made their chunk of money, and now I would assume, I don't think there's live service aspect to this. I don't think there's a microtransaction store in this. Someone in live chat, let me know, or in the comment section after this, right? Does Lamplighters League have some microtransaction store in there that they're adding to it? Not that I know of. I think it's make a game, sell a game. So the game doesn't have to do well the first week. It doesn't have to do well the second week. Look at a game like Among Us. Among Us didn't do well at all until a streamer, I forget who it was, started playing it, and then it blew up. 2 years after they made the first one. They were already making the second Among Us, but they decided to support the first one and stop working on the second one because their same game that's been out for 2 years prior is now getting buzz and hoopla around it, okay? So making a game and selling a game, when I say make a game, just like I said before and said in the past, make a game is the passion project that you want to make, that you feel like you've put the best product out there, okay? So if Paradox is not happy with the outcome of this on day one or week one, well, if the game is good and it stays on there and people start going, oh, you know what? I'm done with Starfield. I'm done with Forza Motorsports. I'm done with Halo. I'm done with whatever. Like, I'll try it out. If it's a good game, people will talk about it. If it's an okay game, won't talk about it. And if it's a shitty game, they definitely won't talk about it except for telling you that it's a shitty game. Not saying Lamplighters League is a shitty game. I'm just saying that's just the way the world works. Okay? Yeah, already paid. So for them not to say that they didn't make it. Now the developers might be disappointed that no one's playing their game because they worked so hard on it. But the publisher is upset that no one's playing the game. But you already got your money. You already got your money. Okay? So where does it leave Lamplighters League? I think it just means, just like any other project or any other job or any other thing that comes out, if it's a good game, if it's a good product, if it's good show, if it's a good movie, it will build up over time, and people will enjoy it. You'll get your people that come out years later and go, man, Lamplighters League was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it. Other people will be like, I didn't play it. Oh, you should go play it. It's on Game Pass, or go pick it up for $5. Go pick it up for $10. Okay, I think it'll be fine. I think games like this is just going to be a harder sell, especially now that Call of Duty's coming out, right? That's competing with people on Game Pass. People that actually buy a game are competing with games that buy on Game Pass that you don't pay for full price. Every game competes with every game. They're all competing for your time. So Lamplighters League, not any different. Paradox could be upset, but the pool of people that you're pulling from are gamers. Gamers only have a certain amount of time to play games. So that's where we leave it. These are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Are you playing Lamplighters League? Are you disappointed in the game, or do you love the game? Let us know in the comment section down below. Let us know in the live stream as well if you guys really like this game. It's just going to get harder and harder for game companies to compete with games on Game Pass specifically, okay? Because when you pay the $10 and there's 400 games, you're spending all that time going through, and you're like, oh, what game am I going to play? You might play it for 10 minutes. You might play it for 10 hours. You might play it for 100 hours. Again, these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Game Rant on a negative Xbox binge? How is Game Rant being on a negative binge for Xbox when Paradox themselves are upset with it? How does that have anything to do with Game Rant? You can look up articles from Game Rant and see what I'm talking about. Not saying everybody, but you are saying everybody. You're saying that because Game Rant is saying something about this, is literally talking about the developer, not their own personal thoughts on it. They're telling you that the developer is not happy with Lamplighters League. Considering IGN deleted the post about Redfall not being patched, then minutes later, Arcane posted the new 60 frames per second update, and IGN immediately deleted their post. Yeah, some outlets love to slander Xbox. I mean, to say that they don't do it, obviously they do. There's people that are biased towards certain things because bad things get clicks. But for me to read this Game Rant and then Mo to say, just another Game Rant article complaining about Xbox, that's false. Because in context, this article is not talking shit about Xbox. This article is talking about how Paradox, the people who published the game, are upset that it's not doing well. No, I don't. But Mo, you just did. You just said Game Rant's on a negative Xbox binge based on what I was reading. Here's my thing. I'm down the middle, man. The show's called Read the News. Okay? Read the news. I give you my thoughts on the news, but I'm reading the news. The context of this article is not shitting on Xbox. The context of this article is that Paradox is upset that their game is not doing well. It's a turn-based, Rose. It's a turn-based strategy game. I'll get some footage about it. This is IGN stuff, but we'll go with. I'm not gonna put the audio on. I'll just have this in the background. This is what it looks like, right? If you like turn-based, strategy stuff, I was interested in it, but it was like, actually I was thinking about playing it last night. I was like, let me try it out last night. But I was like, I wanted to play Star Wars, right? A game that's 6 years old. I decided to play a 6-year-old game and decided to play this. That's not against this game. It's just that I wanted to play something else. Lamplighters looks interesting. Would be cool on the Switch. I don't think it's on the Switch. Would be cool on the Switch. I don't think it's on the Switch, though. Come on, Slow. That's a hard sell in a niche market. Lots of people don't like that genre. Right, but even on that, not even sell. They're upset that it's not getting engagement, right? That's what they're saying. They're upset that it's not getting engaged with on Game Pass. And this is something that we've talked about in the past from developers on Game Pass. They said that AAA games, the more first-party titles that come out, okay, on Xbox, is going to be harder for independent developers to get onto Game Pass because they're going to promote their day and date. Now, here's the difference, okay? If PlayStation did the exact same thing, let's say Lamplighters League came out onto PlayStation Plus, it might do better there because it's not competing with the first-party titles day and date. Trying to bet on the popularity of Baldur's Gate 3 now? I mean, I think they were already in the process of making this game before Baldur's Gate 3. You know what I'm saying? Baldur's Gate 3 was supposed to come out years ago, and then they tested it for 2 years, and then it came out. I don't think this is competing head-to-head with Baldur's Gate 3. This is the same people that make XCOM and whatnot. The Slow says they can be upset all they want. It's a buggy trash mess, bro. Oh, did you play this? It's buggy? It's broke. You can tell you haven't played it. Unfortunately, spent 30 hours in this game twice to lose both saves. Ooh, that's rough. That would, I'll be honest, any game that does that to me, Slow, I probably wouldn't play again. I wonder if that's a massive thing or if that's more of a localized thing. I mean, Midnight Suns came out. Same type of game. Only difference is more fluid motion, fluid movement. It's a massive thing. Read the review. On Steam, lost saves due to bug. Lamplighters League. Are you playing on PC or playing on or are you playing on console? So this is them coming out and saying, let's see. Here's a workaround. Hey, Lamplighters, it's currently an unfortunate bug in the game that causes troubles with save files. Play the game via Xbox. We're terribly sorry that this is affects you. You're currently working on a fix for this and have ASAP, and we'll all be letting you know as soon as the fix is live. At least they know. That was October 5th, so that was 6 days ago, right? 7 days ago. Then you have 3 days ago. Oh, sorry, October 3rd. Lost saves due to bug. So I'm playing on Game Pass, got a certain point of the campaign, did a special move, knocked 3 people down, and then it got stuck in this endless loop of trying to get up. Had to Alt F4, lost 2 hours of gameplay, even autosave. Feels bad. That sucks. But here's the question, Slow. Did you buy it? Or did you play it on Game Pass? Yeah. Buy it or play it on Game Pass? Well, see? Aren't you happy you didn't spend your hard-earned money on that? That's exactly right, boss. You can complain, just can't get furious. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. All I'm saying is, if you paid $70 for that and it happened, your ass is pissed off. You're mad because you lost your time, but you didn't spend your money. Got my money's worth. 60 hours of time, never got back. Oh, man. It happened twice to you? Here's the real problem, Slow. you, you got punched in the face once, right? And you're like, I'm going back, right? You went 30 hours in. It happened to you. You're like, I'm going. See, your problem is third time's the charm. You know not to go past 30 hours. It's like playing Battletoads. You got to that one board and you're just like, fuck it, I can't play it anymore. I'm done. That sucks though. That's the way I felt when I was playing Fallout 76 years ago. I had no issues. Couple glitches and bugs and stuff, you know, like Bethesda's charm. But when I couldn't engage, when I couldn't get out of the suit of armor, right, my power armor, and my guy was invisible on the inside, so when my armor got damaged, it literally looked like I was hopping on one leg, and I couldn't interact. I couldn't get out. I couldn't interact with any of the tables. I was like, bro, 82 hours. I was just like, I'm pissed. When I went through Marvel's Avengers and I paid full price for that game, and I played through the campaign and I couldn't get to the last boss because the doorway was broke. I waited 14 days. I was like, at a point, I was like, should I even play this anymore? Yeah, because in my head brain, I was just like, are you kidding me, dude? I was pissed. I was pissed. And I didn't even pay for that. You bought it for me. And I was pissed. I was like 82 hours. What's going on, Tyler? I would never play it again after the first time, but my daughter played with me. Then after the second time, I told her the game is broke. Yeah, but just come back in 6 months. It'll be fine. I'm being sarcastic, but you know. The audition quest is bugged for me on Starfield. The audition quest. What is it doing or not doing, I should say? Can you still play the game, or you just can't do that quest? Okay, 12 to 18 months, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I mean, you didn't pay for it. You paid $10. If you come back 12 to 18 months, you'll pay $120 to $180 up to that point, and then you can play the game. It'll be fine. Emo, I get upset because I get upset if I paid full price for a game and it does that. I'm gonna be pissed. I'll be honest. If I get a free game or I play on Game Pass, I'm not as frustrated. The door is locked. Can't. I still play. Okay. Oh, no, boss. That's what I'm saying. You still lost your time. But I look at it more of, it all depends on what type of game it is, right? Like, if it's Fallout 76, 82 hours in, and now I can't engage, I was pissed because I couldn't interact with the game. I want to play the game, but I can't do anything. That's game breaking, right? If it's something where, like what happened to Slow, where all of a sudden the game crashed, and that's clear across the board. That's happened to me on PlayStation. That's happened to me on Nintendo. That's happened to me on PC. That's happened where just save files of whatever, and they get fixed down the line. That's frustrating, and you don't get your time back. And like I said, when he said it, I said, if that happened to me, I probably won't play that game again. Your time is worth something. You know what I mean? This is why I said respect people's time. I picked up Evil West, paid for it out my backlog. Kind of dumb, but hey, there. Oh, you didn't pay for it though. Oh, paid for it. So you did buy it. You bought that game. I don't know. I need some other recommendations. How's Forza? Forza Motorsports was good. I thought it was a good car game. If you're a car game fan, I prefer Forza Horizon 5 more than Forza Motorsports, but I'm not a real car junkie. I just like the arcade style of what Forza Horizon 5 is over Motorsports. But Motorsports I thought was pretty cool. I only played about 2 hours, though. Like the other day, I looked at, they have the Shelby Cobra in the game, which is my favorite car in the whole world, right? 1967 Shelby Cobra is my favorite car in the entire world, right? So if they have the 67 or 69 or 64, whatever it is, that's like my goal. That I would play that game until I get that car. But then once I get that car, I'm like, well, how more am I playing? Because if I once I get the car, I'm like, I got my goal. Do I continue playing? Obviously, I want to drive it, but once I get there, I don't think I'm going to play it much more. All right, the next topic we're going to talk about, a little different. But I'm a fan. I supported I supported Eric July. If you guys don't know who Eric July is, he had a campaign last year, independent comic book developer, right? I bought the comic, good comic, right? He had a season second issue come out, right? He's an independent publisher making his own comic. Basically, he's making his own Marvel or DC, right, to compete with them, but on a different scale, right? And he's doing very well. So, the next topic we're going to talk about is that he's getting sued because of trademark infringement. Okay, that's the topic we're going to talk about next. Right, I'm going to break it down a little bit. We're going to read the article, kind of go over it, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. And if I think, and I'm not a lawyer, but I want to hear what you guys think. If this person has a case against him, so let me do the breakout, and then we'll get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about an article from Bounding Into Comics. Berin, Gilfillan, and God Shepherd Ministries to sue Eric July and Rippaverse. Claims Isom Comic Book Series is a trademark infringement. If you guys like the topics that we're doing on this show, please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. We do this Monday through Thursday mornings from 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern. If you'd like to come join us in a live chat, we do this every single day. If you're watching this after the fact, I do appreciate you very much. Give it a like down below, and let's get to it. Now, I am not a lawyer. I am just reading the news, We're going to read this through. I was a backer of Eric July for his first issue. I didn't buy his second issue, but I did get his first issue. Now, so Dr. Gilfillan announced that his good ministry planned to sue Eric July and the Rippaverse over what he sees as a trademark infringement over a graphic novel series, Isom. Okay, Isom is the character that is in his comic book, is his first issue. Okay, now the Good Shepherd is now served in its lawsuit to Eric July's company and seeks relief in court. Okay, with serving the lawsuit and of all previous settlements, and offers us a table is the Good Shepherd intends to defend with everything he has in Good Isom's name. Now, he created the name Isom 25 years ago and have grown into prolifically of global scale. He's ensuring decades, he said. We are at peace knowing that we tried hard to resolve this out of court through a simple statement. Even though we failed, we're confident that the jury trial and legal system will bring the justice resolution to this matter. Now, Gilfillan explained that the main dispute with July and Rippaverse is the core issue in his dispute is trademark infringement. The basic test for trademark infringement is whether consumers are likely to be confused as the source of trademark things. In other words, are consumers likely to think that the connection between, one, Good Shepherd's decades of using Isom as a trademark and Good Shepherd's U.S. registration of Isom's trademark, and two, if Mr. July and his company starting a little over a year ago to use Isom as a name of a graphic serial novel character. Okay. So, Gilfillan has listed a number of reasons that he believes that are causing confusion between the two entities. Now, one is a ministry, and two, the other one is a comic book character. Okay, he says both organizations spell Isom the same in the same exact way. Two, as a result, internet searches for the word Isom bring both organization and products side by side under images, and now YouTube is confused is amplified. Three, social media hashtags include Isom are similar to confusing, especially hashtag Isom. Both organizations pronounce Isom name in the exact same way. Both organizations are engaged in online sales of publishing content. Both organizations have products that have Christian theme or marked, i.e. Mr. July includes a cross on his character's belt. Both organizations have overlapping conservative Christian audiences. Both organizations are involved in charity work, and both organizations have merch products that look very similar. Now, Gilfillan then cites two emails and evidence that he's also actual confusion. After citing these two emails, he calls into question the fidelity of noting if it does not matter. He states, regardless of the fidelity of the accusations contained in the above emails, it's as easy to see that Good Shepherd can get discredited by every controversy generated of face by Mr. July and his Isom comic book brand. So, the next assertion of July and Rippaverse is affecting potential donations in his ministry, Good Shepherd and Christian Ministry, is 100% a 501, a nonprofit, and is significantly sustained through donations. The donations depend massively on public trust and financial organization. Now, the damage of the charity's reputation by Mr. July's use of the trademark Isom name is extremely real and significant. Furthermore, he possesses that July believes our damages Good Shepherd. Mr. July is not shy about the personality held beliefs and significant audience, especially on YouTube. While he's certainly entitled of his own good beliefs, we do not want the beliefs of statements and actions to be wrongly attributed to the Good Shepherd because Mr. July uses the registration trademark of Isom. It says, quote, specifically, and among other things, Good Shepherd is considered about Mr. July's prolific and use of unacceptable swear words, being associated with the usage of deeply troubling us, and is also disturbing us in Mr. July's use of the name of Jesus Christ in vain, and this is to be completely unacceptable for someone claiming to represent the Christian faith. He doesn't represent the Christian faith, but anyway, he added that he's also gathered evidence in the unacceptable verbal usage of the board of directors does not want Isom's brand to be confused with the association with Mr. July or Isom's brand. Okay, so Gilfillan has concluded for these reasons and many more that we're serving a lawsuit despite the efforts of Mr. July and his company refuse to acknowledge that they have in any way infringed on Isom's trademark rights. This infringement matter and central of everything else. Unfortunately, it appears that the legal system is needed to resolve this core issue, and only after a trademark infringement has been confirmed can any other further negotiation be meaningful. So, there you go. So, a man who created a comic book company, which is called Rippaverse, okay, and one of his characters is named Isom. This character that he created, because it has the same name, okay, as this other Ministries name of Isom, he says that he needs money. Okay. So I went to the trademark infringement thing, right? And it says the meaning of trademark infringement. Trademark infringement has been dealt in under Section 29 of the Trademark Act of 1999. The awareness of intellectual property are upsurge, and hence the need to protect the trademark from infringement is paramount. The trademark registration holds a responsibility of protecting the trademark from infringement nowadays. Infringing with the registration trademark has been meted out with a lot of legal consequences accompanied with liability thereby. The provision involved with the trademark infringement mainly focuses on a person who is utilizing the registered trademark rather than a registered user of the trademark. And in the case the value supplement to the trademark product of services is very descendable to protect the infringement of the trademark. So what he's trying to say, okay, here's the direct infringement, okay? Usage by unauthorized person. He's authorized because he made the character. Okay, registered trademark. They both have registered trademarks. One Isom is a ministry, and one Isom is a comic book character. It says goods or service class. When an unauthorized person uses already registered trademark for propagation of goods or services that create confusion amongst other public and third-party amounts in to direct infringement of trademark. So he's trying to also get him on. Well, he's trying to confuse people, right? Like Eric July is trying to go out of his way, take business away from this charitable church instead of just making a comic book character. There's indirect infringement. The Trademark Act of 1999 does not deal with exclusive provisions of indirect infringement, but the universal principle of law renders the principle of application indirect infringement, holding accountable not only the principal infringer, but also the person who abets and induces the principal infringer of trademark infringement. He's not really getting him there. Okay. There's different examples. Okay. So, for instance, there's one down here, 3M versus 3N, which is not even the same name. Okay. In this case, though, the products were appeared to be a non-identical on the spotlight of 3M, and the mere fact that the 3N has capable enough to acquire consumers through profit from usage of similar mark amounts of trademark infringement. Okay. There's also another one. In the case of Adidas, filed a suit of trademark infringement against Forever 21 on account of counterfeit product when Forever 21 used a retailer's 3-stripe design on a product, where Adidas claimed that it was also invested millions because of the 3 lines, okay, to branding. 3 stripes design has also held enormous patents on it. Therefore, in the scenario, the usage of retailer's 3-stripe design on the product by Forever 21 amounts to trademark infringement, right? So with all of this looking, is this something that he could lose? I personally don't think so. Again, I am not a lawyer, but I think there's no similarities whatsoever. Yes, the guy's name is Isom. Now, the character itself, his name is not Isom. His hero name is Isom, and he believes in that type of faith, hence why he has a cross on his belt, okay? So that's his faith, the character of the comic book character, okay? But Isom itself, I don't think infringes on what the ministry is saying. Now, obviously, if I do a search online and type in Isom, yes, you would see the ministry and you would also see a comic book character, but I can't imagine that someone with a brain between their eyeballs and their ears that would look at this and go, oh, this is coming from the church. And they're now, what he's stating, or what he's referring to, is that people are purchasing his stuff thinking that it's his stuff, and they're losing profit now because they think they're donating to this. But obviously, if you read, I know reading's hard, that you would know that's not the case. So where do you guys stand? If you're watching this after the fact, in the comment section down below, do you think that this person has a leg to stand on to sue Eric July? I mean, you could sue anything for anything. Anyone for anything, I should say. Okay? But I don't think that he has any type of leg to stand on, per se, to sue them because the character's name is Isom, that it's infringing on what Isom Ministry is happening. And it's an acronym, by the way, because the word Isom from this person is let me see if I can get what it stands for. It stands for Where is it? It's Shepherd's Ministry, but the other one of Ministry, I think it stands for. Yeah, okay. International School of Ministry. Okay, Isom. Okay, so it's not even the name. That's the abbreviation of what the thing is. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me think what you guys think in the live chat. Personally, myself, I don't think he has something. I think he's just trying to go after this because he's being very successful. He's had 2 very successful. He went from being a successful musician, very successful debater, and now he's a very successful business owner as far as a publisher, where he's became a millionaire basically off of these 2 campaigns, off of 1 campaign. So I think some people are out there trying to be non humane and trying to make money off someone because they're saying that it can get confusing between Isom here in a comic book and Isom of the Ministry. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And appreciate you watching. See you on the next one. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Eric better have a good explanation of where Isom came from, is what I mean. Does he have to have a good explanation, though? Like, do you think he looked at the Isom, like, ministry and was like, that's where I got it from? Or do you think it's more of a spiritual thing and that's what the character is? I don't know. He would have to answer that, right? I'm done with issue 2, and they have not seen any explanation of the name that I can remember. It's just over a character name. It's over the character's name of Isom. Yes. It's a trademark infringement. Are you talking about people who search the internet like zombies? Have you tried turning it off and then turning it on again? Isom has a bunch of companies, acronyms, what the outcome will be. Yeah, I'm interested to see it. The problem is, if he came out with this comic book, and let's say it wasn't super successful, Z, do you think he would have this issue? Right? I think anytime someone sues somebody over stuff like this is because they see how successful they are and they want a chunk of their change, right? Right. He's not just success, he's famous using cuss words, right? Scare tactic, no case. I don't even think he's going to scare him. I think Eric July will go at it head on. And then I think he'll countersue for wasting his time. I hope Rippa crushes them like a pop. Yeah. Who copyrighted first? Does that matter? Well, the Ministry was copyrighted 25 years ago. But again, you're copywriting and your school's name is the International School of Ministry. And then the thing is called Isom. So I was taught when I was coming up with stuff that as long as you're not doing the same thing. Now, there was examples that we read, like Adidas with the 3 stripes, and they think they own all 3 stripes. So if you put 3 stripes in a row, people are going to think it's Adidas. Obviously, that's not the case, but people would look at it. Okay, so if I draw 3 lines on a piece of paper or a piece of fabric, does that mean it's Adidas? No. Okay. So as long as it doesn't in the same realm. Now, obviously, if Eric July was opening up another ministry, okay, and he called it Isom, he would have a case, 100%. But because he started a company called Rippaverse, and it's a character, one character in a multiple group of heroes in this realm, I don't think they have anything. I don't think that you're going to get, surprised. Here, if I type in, okay, I typed in Isom, just Isom, right? First thing that pops up is the International School of Ministry, Isom, world's largest, whatever. Number 2 is Rippaverse, Isom number 1 campaign. Okay. I think that he holds more power because Isom, the comic book, okay, comes up more than Isom anything else. But look, there's other things. Isom Online, right? The Video Bible School, right? Which is the same thing. So he's saying that because it's the same name, people are confused by this. But the name, just like Rippaverse, the Isom is the abbreviation of it, not the actual company's name. Rippa's Isom is service of mankind. Is that what it stands for? There you go. Can you trademark an abbreviation or an acronym? I don't know. Well, I mean, that stuff happens between different companies. Look at the stuff like back in the day with WWF, Wrestling World Wildlife Federation. That's true. That is true, Rose. But it also stands that the World Wildlife Federation also was going after wrestling because they were also making a shit ton of money, right? And the Wildlife Federation makes money based on donations, sort of like a church. WWF was first. I don't think it was, though. Let's see. World Wildlife Federation started in 1961. Wrestling didn't start until 1980. Because I don't think WWE. WWF's well, they're both acronyms, Jones, right? Based on what what Farmer's saying, right? Rippa's Isom is in service of mankind. Isom. The other one is the International, House of Ministry, whatever it is. One is the International School of Ministry. The other one's in service of mankind. I don't know if you could trademark an acronym. I'm not sure. I would love if you guys, any lawyers out there, if you guys think that he has a case. Obviously, just taking him to court, he's winning because they're going to be losing money. What's going on, 11? A little bit of tricky with WWE and WWF. The WWE got hit. The Federation was an entertainment company. Yeah, the wrestling's a little weird. With the, I remember when it happened, I was like, "How are you going to get confused with WWF wrestling?" Like, for instance, if I owned a Apple store and sold apples, like just sold apples, could Apple come after me because I sell apples? Right? Maybe if I said Apple Inc., right, and I made pens made of apples, right? The ink in every pen was made of apples, and it was called Apple Ink. It was spelled N-I-K instead of N-I-C. Maybe? I don't know. He's being sued, Sarge, and in the quick glance over is there's a ministry, the International School of Ministry, Isom, is going after Eric July for Rippaverse for his character Isom, which is the same ISOM. Okay, so he's suing him for copyright infringement. Both acronyms are abbreviation, but can be registered and protected as trademarks if they meet the necessary requirements. The distinctiveness, non-descriptive, a non. Okay, so he might. But did he pick the name or the acronym first? Like, could he have picked Bob and made the acronym from that? Well, the name has nothing to do with his name, Jones. The name has to do in service of mankind. Right? Let's see. ISOM is an acronym. Give it your best take. Acronym best. What does ISOM stand for in Rippaverse? Everyone says it doesn't stand for anything. A character who stands for nothing. What is ISOM? What do you mean? I mean, if he can come out and say that this is what it stands for, I think he's okay. I mean, the organization does have right. He copyrighted it 25 years ago. Isom's the name of the comic, which is the hero. Some people are saying this is pretty funny. It's over a year ago. What does Isom stand for, right? I soar over Marvel, in search of meaning. I shit on Marvel. I'm sick of Marvel. I mean, maybe that's what it stands for. It could mean in search of more. Eric July has been very vocal of that he hates where the comic book industry was going and how Marvel was going. It would be funny if it stands for I shit on Marvel. Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious if that's what it stands for? I think the problem is that the comic is named Isom. Well, Isom is the character, though. It's one and the same. It's one and the same. A bunch of boomers probably tried to donate to the church, but donated to Isom's campaign. Right, probably. Like, I got this comic book. I thought it was from you. They're like, we don't have comics. This Isom fella. I wonder what went down between Rippa and Dick, because Masterson he got hard against Rippa from early on. I'm not even gonna pretend to know. I remember hearing something 76, and I think it was something that he called him out on something. I think. See what this is. He's got the audio doubled, by the way, not me. Oh, you don't have any sound? Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Here, we'll start it again.
I have one of the
He's
best
got double
legal
audio.
teams. This is something
Thanks,
multi-million-dollar companies deal with all the time.
There you go. It's something that multi-million-dollar companies deal with all the time. It's not a big deal. I don't know why he's pretending that it is. I don't know why he's pretending that, yeah, this is serious, but whatever. He could lose some money, whatever.
Handling this. Inevitably, my detractors are going to latch onto this as if it's some gotcha. Oh, he's
funny.
But now is the time to be serious. Outside of the given context, most of what I'm about to say isn't even aimed at the people that filed the lawsuit. The internet is an interesting place. We can make fun of each other, and we can do that. We can make our gripes known, and we can dislike others. This is something that every individual is free to do. But I'd like to think that there's a line that shouldn't be crossed when it comes to initiating conflict.
Yeah, it's when you flagged Riley's store and his account down, and Vicky. That's the line that we all agreed you shouldn't cross, and you crossed it. That's it. There's nothing else to it.
At minimum, one should be prepared to deal with those.
I don't know the history between these two. It seems like that he's upset.
Uh-oh.
I certainly am.
All right, hold on. Okay, I've been told the video's echoing. Let me... Aha! How about... I'll start it over.
Maybe you've heard of this
Here,
to deal with those consequences.
He
can word it as if I'm the one tripping at the criticism, but having his opinion be dissected and then be discarded may have hurt his feelings. Since then, I've had several other things, very interesting things that have been levied at me, and we've collected the receipts on those. I can't give you everything. But this is how the internet works. So
charity
talking
shit
noise isn't a problem. There are drama farms.
Over time, it evolved into something that was financially beneficial to the charity, but it didn't start there.
To talk about me to get the most engagement. But what happened out of this is what you'll take exception to. You may be thinking, why would something like this happen now? We are 2 books in and a full year removed from the launch of the Rippaverse. This may have something to do with it. In this lawsuit, they allege July Rippa's accusations have caused actual confusion. An example of that actual confusion is shown in the following highlighted copy of an unsolicited email from a third party in which the sender specifically mentions the identity of the trademark Isom and the cross on the hero's belt. They then show this email from some guy named Obtuse Gnome that was apparently sent to them. In it, a guy claimed...
No, his name was Roy Gerbley. What was the name? Let me find the name.
That was Shepard.
I can't remember. It was Roy Goebbels or something like that.
Oh,
he is a journalist by the name of Roy. He controlls pretending like he is doing a story of our success. After acting as if he loves to see this, he states, I would be curious to know when the decision was made to make a comic book character using the same name as the International School of Ministry. Has Mr. July received any funding to aid him in the creation of superhero Isom? Info on the choice.
So this guy, not this guy, the article that Eric's reading, there's a guy who says that he took money from them. This is like a game of telephone now.
To have Isom have an image of a cross
Your
on
homie.
his belt. What we can hope to see with continuation of Isom on his journey to rescue Jasmine from prostitution. And
I mean,
if you could,
Eric, he could have just said, I was confused by this. I mean, he could have said, hey, you keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this guy. People are going to get fucking confused by it. But he chose to make this, what is clearly a farcical joke. Again, I don't care. I don't know why he did it or who he is, but that's what he did.
the amazing choice to offer the buyers the option.
What I'm saying is it's identical to a guy saying, hey, your trademark's being violated. You might want to do something. You might want to do something about it because your IP's getting stolen. You might want to do something about it. Just because he did it in this jackass way doesn't mean anything. I don't think Roy Gibbles is signing any affidavits, which would probably be perjury, but it has nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with this lawsuit.
Of Isom number 2. He then says, I thank you so much extending your trademark name in such a unique way and the creation of a new superhero. It is apparent that this person knew what they were doing. They were attempting to encourage a baseless lawsuit.
It's not baseless. It's not baseless. They lay out very explicitly why they're saying that the lawsuit is weak implies that it has a foundation. It may not be the strongest foundation. They might not lose, but...
Yeah, I mean... The foundation, he's got a case. He does have a case.
Even if Nick is saying it's a weak lawsuit, it means it is a lawsuit nonetheless. We read the whole thing. We reviewed it. It seems entirely reasonable, Eric, to say that it was based off of this jackass's silly email is a lie. You're misrepresenting this.
Yeah, what he's saying about that email, we didn't read the email. We read the article.
You're misrepresenting this lawsuit to your fans. I think the first part, he said, oh, we have it handled. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I guess this is why you're such a good marketer, because I would never phrase it like this because it's so ridiculous. But yeah, go ahead.
Beginning and the end of this email. This person claims they were journalists for TDS News and TPBITU. Those obviously stand for the show of the two individuals, the Dick Show and the biggest problem in the universe. So
that's not necessarily true. That could mean a lot of things. Okay.
There's actually a connection between the two individuals and this person that sent this email. Well, let's discuss. This person goes by the name Obtuse Gnome in their email. There happens to be a Twitter account under that same exact name that is...
Why did they get suspended, Eric? Enlighten us as to why their account was suspended.
So, what we just read, Dupless, because you came in late. Eric July is not this guy. This is Dick Morrison. Eric July is this gentleman that's up on the screen that he's talking about, right? The reason I brought up this one is because 76 said, what was the problem? When I did a search, Dick Morrison is now covering the lawsuit as well, right? But Eric July created a comic book. Rippaverse is his company, okay? And he made a comic book character called Isom. And Isom is ISOM. That's just the acronym, right? But it's not an acronym. That's the character, the hero's name, Isom, in his comic book. There's a ministry who's suing him based on because it's spelled the same, Isom, ISOM, and the international. What was it? What was it again? The International Service of Mystery. What was it? Oh, the school, International School of Ministry. Okay, of Isom. So they're suing him, right? They're suing him based on trademark infringement. So now we're just kind of going down the black hole here. Ricada Law covered some of this on his show last night, but I haven't seen this. I'll have to watch that later.
Only popped up after these two individuals kicked off their hatred of me. Here's an old screenshot from when the account was active. A new account has popped up under a similar name, profile pic.
Change, kill yourself.
There's something going on here that I'm out of the loop, so I'm sure there's a lot more shit going on and like troll accounts and whatnot.
Roy Gerbil. I'm getting a text that says Roy Gerbil is a reference to the Phone Losers of America prank calls show. So the guy who Eric is blaming me and Vito for trying to ruin his business is actually using a meme name from a show that is built around pranking people. Fucking great.
I think it's his name. The character's name is Isom.
Okay, Eric. Let's hear more about the suspended. Let's hear more about the anonymous dementors that are coming after you. This guy did nothing wrong, by the way, still, by alerting someone that their trademark's being infringed.
What do you know?
I mean, he is a journalist writing a story and all this stuff. Apparently, in his own fucking mind, you don't need to be if you're a journalist working for whatever acronym news. That's it. Then you are Roy Goebbels, who's a journalist asking these questions. That's all real. He's really doing that. All right.
Who the first 3 accounts are that this person followed. Surely it's just a coincidence, right? It gets worse. Back in July, we announced that we would be working with Comic Books for Kids.
Yeah.
An organization that has tasked itself with getting comics to kids. Vito claims we asked the charity if they need more comics. In that tweet, he shows an email from Mark, who is the owner of Comic Books.
You telling me Vito got by another we? Yeah. Okay, man.
Sharing this may have been a critical error.
Critical.
76. I don't know the connection between Morrison here or Masterson and Eric July, right? Were they friends and then all of a sudden they became non-friends? They fell off? Because the way he's acting, he seems like he's already against him regardless, right? He's already against him. Like, whatever Eric is saying right now, Masterson already seems against him no matter what he says, right? I don't know the backstory, Prozzy. I don't. Right? I don't understand the backstory. I don't know if these two were like friends. I know about Eric July because he used to cover a bunch of video games and whatnot. Then he started his comic book stuff. I watch him every once in a while. He likes to debate and whatnot. I don't know the backstory, and I'm not going to pretend to know. So, if someone could fill me in why he has so much, it feels like he has so much content for Eric.
Critical.
Okay. We were able to obtain the entire email chain. In the original email, you see that Vito tried to block out the name. The original contact is from the same email.
I've been following it a bit, but some place I missed that was a core beef between the two. Okay.
What is that? Yeah, that's the same. Oh, Eric published his phone number of 1910. Yeah, I mean that's like a random email from a website. You can tell by the way it's first name, last name. That's like a contact form, idiot.
Guy by the same name. Yet again, concern trolling, this time acting as if he is so concerned about comic books for kids being scammed. Here's the original
Yeah, that's a
email.
genuine concern.
Without the name being blacked out, you see Mark refers to him as Roy. Again, what we have here is Vito himself using the term we, which would suggest he's included with this specific contact. Never mind if this could be interference, just how
there's a lot of content there.
Involved are they in this? Well,
you cracked the case, Columbo.
Here they are on the show referring to contacting comic books for kids.
Yeah. So we contacted that charity. So this is the final email that I got. Yeah, so I contacted the charity. I asked them my own questions. I did contact them and ask what the financial relationship was because I thought they were getting taken advantage of, and I think they were. I think we made a big deal about it, and Eric decided to give them some money to make the issue go away.
Oh, is that what he's saying? Hold up now.
To give them some money to make the issue go away. But that's not. Yeah. Sure, we have. I guess we.
Wait a minute. You can't say what he just said and not go into it.
Tweet where he uses this email seemingly pointing to an example of we being in contact with the charity, and on video it looks as if he does something similar. Remember, this is all a concern troll, and one can question if they care about this charity at all. They did down talk them as well.
Comic books.
Is there
for
enough
kids.
backstory for comic books for kids?
Okay.
Yeah. And at first I thought maybe I shouldn't talk about this because I don't want to fuck up that guy's deal. The comic book charity guys.
Sure.
Yeah, but then I thought, fuck it.
This is a bad charity, first of all.
And this is where I said, why you
Did he just laugh at his own thing?
probably shouldn't say this kind of stuff because it'll fuck up this guy's deal. But again,
It's already happened.
fuck it.
Perhaps screaming false flagger turns a lie into truth or something.
Eric, you false flagged Vicky and Riley. I don't know why you're trying to. All right, whatever.
Or makes one feel justified in their questionable behavior.
Yeah, so what happened to the lawsuit, jackass? What does this charity shit have to do with anything?
Yeah, and again, I'm not choosing any sides here. I'm just trying to go down the rabbit hole here to find out a little bit more information.
I think that this was in response to those nonsensical allegations against me in early August. Well, look at the timestamp. The claims that were in reference to the charity were made a full month before that. These claims could have been an attempt to get myself or the company in trouble with the state, and I didn't initiate that. What does false flagger even mean in this context? Here we see one of them saying,
Eric July and his Findom, this is me saying this, Eric July and his Findom simps, can you guys read this? Yeah, Eric July and his Findom simps on a false flagging spree. Yeah, a lot of critics of the Rippaverse got flagged at the same time after Vicky got a false DMCA strike and after Riley got a trademark strike on his store.
I think I'm piecing together, right? I think I'm piecing stuff together here. So apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong if you guys know more, but what I'm getting is here that we're talking about the lawsuit. He's covering the lawsuit, but he's also diving into more that you can tell he's against Eric. And I feel like that Eric was getting reviewed reviews, and they started blocking people on Twitter. And now that's what it seems like the hate is coming from, because he's brought up multiple times now that you blocked Vicky, you blocked, I forget the other guy's name. But I feel like there's something more happening behind the scenes of what discontent,
that wiped the whole account out, I think, if I remember correctly, and his account, which had a shitload of followers he's had forever. Yeah, it's a you guys were on a false flagging spree. Obviously, I can only prove some of those, but all of the Rippaverse critics got taken out at the same fucking time.
So I would assume that's what it is.
What do you want? What are you arguing? That you're not false? That you're not doing it? You did it, Tuvik.
You can see it. You can see it there. This is again a person from the outside, just trying to piece together stuff now.
Will anyone survive? Find out on the next thrilling issue, now with even more typos. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Flagging spree because this account that was suspended, but the suspended account doxed one of our warehouse addresses and a personal home address. Apparently that is false flagging. Could it be?
I mean, says you. First of all, your warehouse address is public. So if you're lying about that's not a doxing. If you're lying about that, I don't know. I have no idea as to the home address. But I know that the fucking warehouse address.
Oh, I remember hearing about someone showing up to his warehouse and like putting something on the building or something.
This is probably out there. If that's what got them kicked off, I don't know.
That someone is working overtime to attempt to ruin my life and what I've built. I mean, this was said in that video.
I'm an asshole for fun. I like it. If I can say I'm doing it for kids, yeah. It's just a socially acceptable way for me.
Kind of fucked up.
To act like a psychopath.
Yeah.
See? So this is a big opportunity.
And the worst part is he laughs at his own stuff.
For me to be cruel to people.
I think this is also, it's really important that
it's called motivation.
How expensive this is going to be, that's the golden question. So now the rules for the playing field have been set. Now the responding agency.
Yeah, this is some back and forth beef right
Parties
here.
have shown that they have no problem either using the state against us themselves or running op campaigns to maybe push someone else to do it for them. This impacts not only myself, but the dozens of other employees and contractors that work for our company. Now, we sniffed this out a long time ago, but if we didn't, the ramifications could be very serious. We're talking things that destroy livelihoods and imprison people. Now, of course...
we're putting you in prison, or are you putting us in prison? Oh, wow. Okay, Eric. really sorry that I accused you of being a false flagger because all of your critics got wiped out at once over explanations that you can't even keep straight. Oh my God, he's definitely gonna sue us or me. I don't know.
There are some people hoping like hell that something like that would happen to myself as they start from hating me and then work backwards. But this is
I didn't hate you. I started by defending you. And then I read the comic and I said it's not very good. And you called me the N-word. And
I am so confused right now. So the black man called this dude the N-word?
a whole video on how I'm a crack smoker and that I don't know what I'm talking about, and we've just been making fun of you ever since that. I don't know why you would choose the name of a Christian ministry for your Christian superhero. I don't know why you would make comic books half price and then say you're to give a comic to charity and seemingly pocket the money. I don't know why you would do these things. I'm just sitting here pointing them out. I'm
just simple internet trolling or jokes. No longer am I playing around. Again, receipts have been collected, so deleting your posts, videos, and such won't do you any good.
Okay. So we kind of went down the rabbit hole there. I just wanted to give some more another person's perspective, but then we stumbled in on some other hatred going on between two people. It's good stuff. I'm glad I stay out of all this drama and whatnot. I think the issue, let's go back to minus the false flagging. If you liked his comic book, if you didn't like his comic book, I mean, he's just making a thing. The problem is when you become popular, regardless of what it is, if you're a nobody and nobody knows about you, everyone leaves you alone. But if you win the lottery, right? If you win the lottery, your relatives come out of the woodwork that you've never seen before, asking for a handout. You see what I'm saying? So he is very successful on what he's doing with the comic. If you like it or not, he's started a business. It's becoming very successful. And there's going to be people that come out of the woodwork and try to sue you for stupid stuff, right? Now, does the ministry do they have substance there to sue Eric July for the word Isom? I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think they do. But it doesn't matter, because if they get it to court, you're spending money, they're spending money, and the only people that win in the courtroom are the lawyers, regardless, because they get paid. Okay? So if the outcome is to make Eric, like, give him stress, take his money, hold him up in something, try to get something, then that's done regardless, right? If he wins or loses, he's still wasting his time. So glad of the old man. I don't have time for petty bullshit grudges like this. Yeah, Big T. I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. If I want drama, I'll watch it on TV, or I'll wait till my son goes to high school, and then I'll donate my time to like football games so I can see the drama. You know what I mean? Like, other than that, I don't have time for this shit. World before the internet was better. One would slap another person's face with a glove and they duel it out. I could see old people buying the wrong thing, but I don't feel that it infringes on copyright. Isom is actual name. Yeah, Isom is the character. It's not even the company. It would be completely different if Rippaverse was called Isom, right? That would be completely different. But because his business is called Rippaverse and the character is called Isom, which is one character in the realm of the universe that he's building with the characters, I don't see that he has a leg to stand on. But people have won for dumber things. I wonder if the internet historian will break it all down after all of it. It's over. Yeah. When you Google Isom, there's also a veteran hospital I don't see anyone trying to sue them. Well, maybe they're the same as a ministry. This guy would never say any of this to Rippa's face. Yeah, probably not. Most people wouldn't say anything to anyone's face. And then if he did say it to his face, and then there's repercussions, he would say that he hit me. You know what I mean? And then would feel like I'm the... Like, he would be like, you hit me, and try to make something out of it. You know what I mean? Dumber Things sounds like a new Netflix show. Yeah, I don't think they have leg to stand on personally. But again, people win for a lot less for stuff. I didn't even know who Dick Masterson was, to be honest with you. And here's the funny part. Let me go back to his thing for a second. This clip. Is there a... Does he have his own... That's not his channel. Does he have... Clip Salmon does his clips. But what's his main channel? Oh, he was on Ricada. I'll have to go watch that. Oh, Ricada had both of them on. I like Ricada because he's a lawyer. And he actually, like, breaks stuff down and whatnot. Is that the podcast we just saw? I think that's the... Yeah, I've never heard of him until 76 said something. And then I looked it up real fast. Writer Americans English dedicated host of the diction. Okay. Everyone's gotta do the stuff, man. Do you. Well, those are the three main topics of today. That last one was a hell of a ride. Those of you that came in are like, what are we watching? Because we usually talk about gaming, but I talk about stuff that I'm interested in, right? I talk about stuff that I'm interested in. I'm talking about entertainment. The reason I brought up Isom is because I did back Eric July. He used to cover Marvel's Avengers back in the day. It's also a political channel, which I don't really watch much of that stuff. But overall, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I was like, brought it up because this happens all the time in video games. It happened the day before, right? Day before got copyright infringement because there was something else that already had the name or whatnot. So stuff like that happens. I was interested in it because comic books, entertainment, TV shows, movies. Hero's like, I don't know what the hell happened. Yeah, so what we were talking about, Hero, real quick, those of you that are coming in are like, I'm confused what's happening. Went down a rabbit hole, right? So there's a article from Bounding into Comics talking about how there's this ministry suing a comic book owner, right? Eric July is an independent comic book owner. He's also a YouTuber, very successful on multiple platforms, multiple things that he does. Okay, he created this character called Isom. Isom is a character's name. That's the superhero name. Like Clark Kent is the guy, and then the hero's Superman. This is Isom. Okay. Well, there's a international service of ministry. Okay, a school of ministry, International School of Ministry. The acronym is Isom, and they're suing Eric July and his company Rippaverse because of confusion. People are confusing Isom from the ministry and Isom the comic book character. So he's saying that because of the character's name, it's causing confusion within the ministry, and people that want to find the ministry because they make their money on charitable donations and whatnot, people are spending money on Isom stuff here and not going to the church. Okay? So this is why they're suing him for copyright infringement. We were talking through the article if he had a leg to stand on to sue this guy because of Isom the comic book. Then 76 said, well, Dick Masterson had a problem, and I looked it up, and then we watched the video, and then a whole other brewing of stuff happened while we watched that. As an outsider that knew nothing about it, I got the gist of what was happening there. So you coming in and watching, you were probably like confused. That's the Cliff Note version. Wasn't there also a thing about a guy that put money on Rippa's warehouse? Also said he was going to share Rippa at a conversation or something. Yes, I remember seeing that through Twitter. Some guy went to his and put money on the thing and said, "Where's my copy of Isom or whatever?" and showed up to his business. And then there was something along the lines of basically employees feel threatened because a guy was at the warehouse being strange. You know what I mean? So he says, now you're endangering my employees or whatnot. There's this line, right, for YouTubers that a lot of YouTubers cross because whatever reason they think that they could just do whatever they want and there's no repercussions, right? Like you could film someone and someone's like, I don't want to be on camera. They're like, well, I don't care. And they put it in your face because you're on public space. But there's a lot of places that are not public and people still film. And there's a lot of places that, no. So it's just weird. You could do something, but it doesn't mean it's not right, or wrong. So it's just weird how YouTubers, and they do it for clicks, right? Look at the whole, going down this rabbit hole, look at what Twitter's doing, right? Elon Musk, because he's monetizing anyone that puts anything on Twitter, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, you can monetize it. So what's happening on Twitter right now? Go down your feed, see some horrific things. Okay? But people are monetizing that. And because it's being monetized, you're going to see horrific things more and more. What's his name? The YouTuber just did it. Upper Echelon just did a story on this, right? Talking about how horrific stuff is showing up on Twitter, and they're getting paid to do it. So people are putting more outrageous things on there because they're getting hundreds of thousands, millions of views because of it. So it's like building this whole new content realm of people are not making content. They're doing shock jock value type of stuff, right? It's almost like what Howard Stern did back in the day. He was popular because he did outrageous things. Well, now outrageous is happening everywhere. And it's so outrageous, everyone's trying to outdo the other person being outrageous. Everything's outrageous. And everyone's monetizing. Poor man's shock jock, maybe? Well, Tyler, you know what I'm saying, though, right? Like when Howard Stern did it back in the day, when he brought like strippers out and retarded people out or handicapped people, he would take advantage of those people because it was funny. People laughed at those things or people were entertained by those things. So it kind of like broke that barrier and kind of made it okay. Well, now everybody on Twitter is showing people dying and deaths and stupid things and murders, right? And they're like, man, I got a lot of money from that. How do I top it? I'm going to do it again. People are stealing other people's footage, right? So someone could actually be the main post to do it, but then someone reposts it or takes it off, rips it, and then puts it on their own, and then they become popular because so they're stealing from other people's footage now. It's like the Wild West right now. It's like the Wild West. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't want seeing that stuff. But it shouldn't be monetized, but it's all being monetized. And just like YouTube, right? YouTube, you're monetized, and if I make a good video, if I really wanted to do something and make my channel popular, don't you think I could do that? But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because that's not the content that I want to make, right? But in YouTube, if you really dive into something that's a topic, right? If I want to talk about, the PlayStation ponies and the Xbox bots and really dig into that, I would get a bunch of views. But that's not the community that I want to build. I don't care about making a million views of shit that I don't care about. You can make endless gold on YouTube if you just keep shitting on everything. You talk something nice about something, getting a few hundred clicks, 1,000 clicks the one time. But you talk shit about something, that just prints money. If the streamer doesn't make money, the YouTuber doesn't make money. Right. YouTube doesn't care what content you create until someone makes a statement about it. And then they're like, oh, falling. Right? They didn't care when they were making money. Right? How do you think all these live streamers on Twitch, right? I won't even name them. You know who I'm talking about. They say the most outrageous things. Outrageous things. YouTube can't give you a percent of nothing. That's right. I did not. I'm gonna do that this weekend when I'm on. We're going down south to visit my family, and I'll do that. I'll do that this weekend. I think I'm probably gonna use what Brain sent. I'll clean up and whatnot. Off topic. There's no such thing as off topic in this goddamn channel. Off topic, but have you heard anything about the Transformers game yet? There's a couple things happening with Transformers game. Supposedly, they're all rumors. So Classy telling me. The rumor is that it's going to be at the Game Awards show. And it's not like I'm privy to this information. People are making videos and stuff out of it. This is where I'm getting my info slow. That they're revving up at the Game Awards show, show a new trailer, maybe, perhaps. The reason they're saying this because the toys just came into the port. So not Transformers toys, but Transformers specifically toys for the video game have made it into the port. And because they're in the port, they have four Transformers, I think. It's like Starscream, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and I think it's Soundwave. It's either Soundwave or Shockwave. I forget which one it is. And since the toys are out or coming out, they're going to be on store shelves in December, supposedly. So now people are starting to think that because the toys are here and they're coming out in December, and they're there to promote the game, that when the Game Awards show happens in the beginning of December, that they're going to announce the beta or some sort of closed thing or some new trailer, then have the toys out to kind of build up the hype for the game. So sooner rather than later, I would say. Remember, you'll have to change it up or you get sued. I didn't change up Game Pass. I didn't change up the Game Pass one. Literally just took Game Pass. Example makes warfare super fun. Just wait till you have bullets. Yeah, you become desensitized stuff like that when you see it all the time. I used to get nauseous and sick when I would see like blood, and then when I became a camera operator and I had to film cadavers for hospital videos of people operating on bodies so they could teach, and smelling the formaldehyde and watching people just saw into people, I got pretty sensitized real fast. And then I went on to do a show called I Want a Famous Face, where I was a camera guy, and I would see people's faces getting cut off and back and sawed their nose down because they were doing like plastic surgery stuff. I saw massive amounts of blood and skulls and tissue, and it doesn't bother me anymore. I just saw the a YouTuber walk up to some what, Prosy? The Holy Trinity 30 is Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and Transformers. Mine is Marvel, Star Wars, and Transformers. But Marvel's pretty down right now, so I'll take G.I. Joe. I have 6 kids. Nothing affects me anymore. I mean, that might be. That might be, but I don't know. I mean, I have Twitter because that's where I use to get my news, but when's the last time I posted something? I mean, I don't use it. I'm a terrible YouTuber. I'm a terrible YouTuber because I don't market myself. I don't use social media. I don't care about that stuff. I'm my own worst enemy. I still like Hero. I still love it. I love Marvel's Avengers. I guess I'm thankful for some of the things I had to do, but because I still have late the feed. I mean, it is what it is, right? My YouTube skills are an 89. Maybe. It's definitely trash. I don't know if it's an 89. What have I been playing recently? Well, last night we played some Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's always fun. Before that, we played Battlefield 2042. Before that, we played some Dark Tide. I've been playing some Disney Speedstorm with my son. I've been playing Forza Motorsports. I gotta go back and play some Starship Troopers. Trying to think of other games I've been playing. Oh, I go back and play Circuit City Superstars, which is a racing game. I love that game. What else have we been playing? Oh, Starfield. We've been playing a lot of Starfield. I couldn't even think about it. I've only been playing for the last month straight, 180 hours. Yeah, I've been playing Starfield. Yeah. Oh, Legend Bowl. I have the next episode coming out this weekend. I waited to week 5 to release week 5. I'm going to release each week on Sundays. I think it airs at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock on Sundays. I'm going to release the next episode of Legend Bowl. Hello. I literally... Okay, so this is just YouTube talk, right? My channel, we talked about this a couple days ago. My channel doesn't grow. Okay? I'm proving now that the uploads work. Right? The uploads work. Because if you look at my right now, subscribers went up like 10, 11 people since I started posting daily videos. Okay, even though I do the live show every single day, Monday through Thursday, like clockwork, right? Get up in the morning. You can depend on getting up in the morning. You can depend on me being here in the morning, right? 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern at least. I'm live. Been doing this for years and years and years and years and years, right? Whenever I go live, I'm live at that time. So it's changed over time, but I'm consistent. Okay, YouTube doesn't give a shit about that, right? Live streams doesn't matter on YouTube. So you can go live and people can find you and whatnot, but uploads. YouTube loves shorts and YouTube loves uploads. If you upload stuff, you like, all right, what are you making? All right, we're going to put it out there, right? Bring back to you. Everyone always tells me, oh, you have a lot more subscribers than you do. And I'm like, did I? I don't know, right? This is the most subscribers I've ever had on YouTube, even with the other channel. Okay, I had 1,300 with the other channel over like 8 years. I have 1,500 in less than a year. Okay, which not a lot of people, right? My son even makes fun of me. Like, this guy's got 1 million followers. He's like, how many or subscribers? What do you got, Dad? I'm like, 1,400. He's like, oh, like, well, you'll get there someday. And I'm like, thanks, son. Okay. I should have. Everyone tells me I should have at least 10,000, 10,000 to 15,000. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I see people make much shittier content than I do. This is not calling out individuals. I'm just saying in general, much shittier content, much less interaction than me, less content they put out, and they have 15 times more of the subscribers than myself. Okay, and I'm baffled by it. I'm baffled by it. That's 76. I'm glad you say that, because that's exactly what I'm going for, right? That's exactly what I'm going for. Look, people's lives suck, right? My life is not the greatest. Your life is not the greatest, right? We just want to talk to people and have conversations. That's it. Like when you go to someone's house, you're like, hey, what's going on? What have you been up to? What have you been playing? What sports you watching? What have you been eating? Right? Where are you going? What do you like? Right? And you just have conversations with people. All of us just want to have things in common and have good times talking about stuff. I don't want to have drama. I don't need someone coming in and saying stupid shit just because they want to have shock value and because they have a name on the screen and their anonymity of, anonymous of it. I don't care about that stuff. There's plenty of other people out there you can go watch and stuff. I want to build a nice community that when I go live, you want to watch me, you watch me. You want to talk, you talk. If you just want to hang out, you hang out. Right? That's all I want. Right? Should I put a light back here, Water? Like sub count and stuff? I don't want to be Dance Monkey. You know what I mean? I don't want that. Like you want to hang out here? Hang out here. But if you want to hang out here and you want to cause problems and shit, I don't need you. I don't need you. Jones, I'll be honest though. When you say the part of the charm is it feels like it seems like a hobby, not a job. This is my job, right? And I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible at it, right? This is not our house main income, but this is my income. Okay? I'm not gonna write. Yeah, I'm not gonna write your. I'm not gonna write anyone's names on my arm. Thanks, guys, for subbing. Like, you want to sub? Cool. Do you think Netflix sends me a fucking thing every time I sub? Hey, Mike. thanks for your sub this week or this month. They don't give two shits. You're lucky I say thank you. Most people don't even say thank you. They think it's owed. No, the farm's not my real job. I am a retired camera operator. I'm a stay-at-home dad. The older my son gets, the more I stream. Because I'll be honest, as a 45-year-old, I can go out, I can dig a ditch, I can go work, right? But I am blessed because we make enough money as a family. We live within our means. I don't want to say we live below our means. I don't want to say we don't live above our means sometimes. But me, my wife, and my son, we get to go places. We get to go eat out, go on vacation, go places, right? But we as a family, we're not rich by any means, shape, or form. We are an average family, but we live within our means, right? The subs and stuff that you guys give, I throw it right back in. If it's to buy a game, to pay for Xbox, for Game Pass, right? To go get lunch for the day. Like, I truly enjoy turning on the camera and doing this, right? I truly enjoy it. Netflix will send you an email saying you owe them. That's right. They sent me, hey, your bill's about due. Your bill's due. It's going to come out. Their average family of their spare time where they're super spies. Is that the show of Zendaya was on Disney Plus or Disney? What I truly want to do, I've said this a couple months ago to you guys. I want to open up, I know this sounds so fucking stupid, but I want to open up a miniature golf course. That's my retirement. I want to build and operate a miniature golf course. That's what I want to do. That's my dream. I look at all these other jobs that people want to make and build, and when I look at it, I'm like, I own a coffee shop because I like coffee. I want to own a coffee shop, but then I'm like, you gotta have a lot of employees, a lot of inventory, you gotta have a lot of space, a lot of right? I look at it like a supermarket, that's a lot of stuff. Clothing store, that's a lot of inventory. Right? Miniature golf course. Ain't fucking nothing except for the land that you need to build it and you maintain. As long as you keep it nice and clean, okay? People come. The product is not an item. It's your time. You pay an hour of your time or whatever it is to come play some miniature golf, get outside, have a nice conversation with people. I would love a job where I could open up and you come to my job, right? You come to my course and I will greet you, every single person, and have a conversation with you. Hey man, thanks for coming out, thanks for playing my course, right? Just shooting the shit with people as they're having a good time with their family. That's it. That's my dream. Well, I guess your logic, you're a terrible YouTuber. I love doing YouTube, Jones, but apparently what I'm doing is not what's supposed to be doing. That sounds great, 76. Just building furniture and wood by yourself, making shit. Or I got everything planned. I got things ready to go. All I need is the money, which is the biggest problem. Which is the biggest problem. I look out this window every day. I got plenty of land. I just need the money. Viewers love drama. That's why the average viewer doubles Thursdays nights when they're chatting in other channels on Fridays. True. I look at podcasts like me and Sarge doing GXG. I might be biased because I'm on the show, but we're pretty fucking good show, right? We're a good show. I watch other podcasts that have 100 times more people than we do. It's a terrible show. OG subs get to do the course at least once, right? Yeah. I'll let you do it once, but your kids have to pay. There's 6 of them. You and your wife are free. Slow's like, I'll leave him at home. Got to make the money back for the course. Wait, your course is not going to have the subservice like Game Pass? What would be included in that, bro? Be included in that? Pay a monthly fee, come and play as many golf games as you want. That'd be horrendous. I'll tell you what. You pay a monthly fee, and I will have an Xbox there with Game Pass on it. Will you sell alcohol? Actually, I wouldn't, because if you sell alcohol, you got to get the license for beer and alcohol, right? Which is pretty hard to do hard liquor, right? Beer and wine's pretty easy to get. But what I would do, 76, is that I don't want to build a place for food because I'm a person that doesn't need to make all the money, right? What I would do, because I don't want to have food or a kitchen, because then you got to pay for a shit ton of more stuff. But what I would do is I would have a parking lot and a place that sets up where food trucks could come, and then they can sell you stuff. Okay? And I would sell drinks, but they would also let them sell drinks. And if they want to pay to either give me a percentage of their sales, or if they pay a fee to rent the spot, and they can come anytime they want. They can just park their shit there. They can leave their truck there, right? But I would like to spread the wealth, because people would come to my course for the food, okay? And then people would play the course and then eat their food. Big T, I love this channel. It's check your thermostat, shake your fists at the sky together. Get off my lawn. Has to be a Series X with 4K cloud streaming with 5 gigabits Wi-Fi connection, 10K television, and 400 inches. Well, I can give you almost all that. Almost all that. I can give you about a 300 inch with the projector. It'll probably be 8K, right? And then we have good Wi-Fi, so that's all set there. And you can also pet a cow. And you can also pet a cow, Water. Putt golf needs go-karts too? No, sir. No, sir. I worked at a go-kart track for 8 years. Go-karts are fucking expensive money pits of hell. You know what happens when a golf course breaks? You put a new brick down. You know what happens when a golf club breaks? You repair it. or buy a new one. Balls and sticks. That's all you need. And a cow, I'll be there. 36. We have 12 cows, 1 donkey, 5 ducks on our property, a dog, 6 cats, a couple coyotes, but they're not ours. Then the other part of the farm, we have 5,000 birds. Got sheep, alpacas. We got goats, sheep, ducks, geeses, chickens, partridge in a pear tree. Let me know. Sounds like a good investment opportunity. Silent Warrior, don't fuck around with me, man. If you're interested, you hit me up in Discord. I'll give you what I want to do. You look like an alpaca farmer. We only have 2. We're a chicken farm. We're an egg farm. Meats and eggs. If I win the Powerball, I'll front you. I appreciate that. I would never ask for that, though. I knew a guy won the lottery 3 times. 3 times. Multi-millions of dollars. And he's bankrupt. 3 times. How lucky can you be? Now, I'm not talking about small little cash prizes, right? Not like $100. Won the lottery. I think he won $3 million the first time. I think he won $8 million the second time, and I forget what the third one was. Most lottery winners go bankrupt. Yeah, because they don't know how to spend their money. I think it's like Bungie. I think they're all like Bungie. Wednesday nights are chicken chasing nights. I think they said like 85% of them, or something like that. Yeah, it's crazy how many people. Exactly like Bungie. That's right. If you win the lottery, like Bungie spending their money, they just don't know how to spend their money. Oh, I have an uncle who won 13 million, bankrupt as well. Isn't that crazy? What do you do? Like if I won the lottery, my house would be the exact same. I would spend less time in it though. My house would be the exact same. I would just spend less time in it. You could take the money, right? And just put it in the bank and live off the interest. People are idiots. Power Boss, you never miss anything. Because you could just go back and watch the show. The last story is a little weird. Last story we just did is a little weird. Come on, El. What's the saying? An idiot and their money will soon part. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize how much money you spend. A lot of people don't understand how much money you spend. Like when people make a comment, when I do quick math and I'm like, this is how much money they made, they're like, well, you didn't take the taxes and I understand that, right? I understand that they have to take taxes and pay and what the insurance is, all the other stuff. But someone trying to tell me that a video game that costs $70 and they only get $51, they're like, hey, Bill, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. I don't think they realize how bad it's going to be. Content creators? Wait, Powerboss. With the recent reveal of all digital gaming, both xCloud and PlayStation Now, or future PlayStation sub-services, I don't think they realize how bad it's going to be for content creators. In what way, Powerboss? As far as content creators, what are you stating that content creators are going to have a hard time? I don't know why my microphone's cutting out. Oh, bitch. I'll just have to scream more. I'll just scream more. I'll go to a 13 now. Save some, invest some, spend some. Yeah, I mean, if you just take the money, you take. A lot of people don't do this, right? A lot of people, when they make money, like if you take your check, take $10, $20, and just put it to the side. Don't touch it. Just put it in the bank, right? You'll build up a lot of money, okay? But they would rather go buy, something they don't need with that $20. That they'll use that moment and not use it again for like 5 months. But if you just take that $20 and wait 5 months, you'll have more money to spend on something you might actually want. Because Sony says if it works, PlayStation streaming will be at 4K. However, most Twitch and YouTube streams limit 1080p or 2K, right? Yeah, but what does that have to do with content creators? Content creators are they're gonna put out the content that they can see at the highest max anyway, right? Most of them compress most of them compress down regardless. Are you saying like to compete? See, I don't care about that. Like if I'm playing a game and someone else is playing at 4K and I only can play it at 1080p, I mean that's just what it is. That's what I'm saying, Sarge. If you make $100, right? Let's say you just make $100 a week, right? Just bare basic math. Take $100 a week. You just take $20, 20%, right? And you put it away. Hell, even taking, well, this is a lot harder to do, right? Because a lot of people don't use cash anymore. But if you pay cash, any change that you get, put that shit in a bottle. Right? You take that bottle, take that change, throw it in a bottle. Within a month's time, 2 months' time, you take that change and you invest, you just put that in the bank, right? That's the bare minimum. I'm not talking about VODs, I'm talking about live streaming content as it happens. Yeah, but people, the compression ratio of the stuff, right? So most people will not be able to watch the content. Let's say I was playing a game at 4K. 4K off of the cloud service. and I'm streaming it live, most people can't watch that content. Most people's internet can't get the 4K, right? So you have to make your content for where more people can watch it. So a person if you run at 4K, you're not going to get a lot of people to come and watch that at 4K. $100 a week, you'd be dead in a month. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Make $1,000, take $200, whatever it is. Hire a money management firm to let you know how much money you can spend that year. If you're rich, does not mean all your money is liquid. Right. Yeah, I married an accountant. So the only thing that comes in there now is if she wants something, it doesn't matter how much it is. If I want something, is we can't afford it. That's the way that works. Yeah, but you're gonna live stream at 4K and put your stream out 1080p, degrading the quality by that much. I mean, but that's just it. That's why when I play the game on my 4K television and people look like and they go, "Oh, the game doesn't look that good," and I'm like, my eyes are bleeding over here because it looks so fantastic. Exactly, Jones. It took me a long time, right? And if I could be frank, not Mike at this point. I'll be frank. When I became a stay-at-home dad, I worked from the age of 13 to full time until I was like 37, 38. Okay, I'm a hard-working person. No matter what job I do, I put my blood, sweat, and tears in everything I do. I don't care if I'm paper macheing or if I'm digging a fucking ditch, right? I put all my effort into everything. I will outwork 99.9% of the people on planet Earth. Okay? I'm the most dependable person, hardworking person you'll ever meet. Okay? I was the breadwinner. I was the man of the house. And then our situation happened. I didn't want to travel anymore. Okay? I wanted to see my son. I wanted to not be away. So our circumstances, because of where we are, and what we have, my wife's like, "I'll work, and you can stay home and take care of the kid." And I was like, "All right, cool." That to this day, I'm still not okay with it because I am not the man of the house because I don't bring in, right? I don't bring in the money, right? My wife brings in the money. So it just means I have to do everything else, right? To pick up the slack. Right? And that's hard. As a man, that's fucking hard. Played Forza yesterday. Looked incredible to me. But people saying it looked terrible. Play on PC. Stealth showed me gameplay footage on Discord the other day. It looked terrible on PC. On the Xbox, it looks phenomenal. It looks phenomenal, Silent. I don't know what people are looking at, but they could be looking at the PC or whatever. Love being a stay-at-home dad. Been there for 5 years now. It's got its ups and downs. Power Boss. Does your wife not get you pretty things? I don't want pretty things. I want electronical things. Should I have decent money as an engineer? But my wife running the 2 elderly care homes makes 5 times as much as me. Doesn't have to work, just manage. Yeah, I gotta do something. I gotta like when I'm done here, which I'm almost done. Right now it's raining and pouring outside, but I'll go do some. I'll go do things outside. I'll build something. I'll maintain something. I'll go take care of the animals. That's a hobby. I'm not getting paid for that. This is a hobby, but this is my job. From 10 o'clock to whenever I get off, that's my job. When I go back live tonight and do the podcast, that's my job. I leave my house for 3 things: groceries, gas station, and for smokes. Drop those smokes, you get a year's pass of Game Pass. I told my wife once she's I want to be a stay-at-home dad, but she says I would not be good at it. I said I wouldn't know where my job. Stay at home. I'll be honest, I like it, but I also hate it at the same time. I love hanging out with my son. Right? I love hanging out with my son. I love being with my son. Get to do, because I don't have a job. When he gets home, I could just go somewhere or go do something. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. And here's the real thing, right? Because I do this, my family, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go do this," and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta stream it." As like on Fridays, I stream with Lono, some weekends or some weeks, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go do this today." I'm like, "Oh, I got a show." They're like, "Oh, okay," and I'm like, "I could cancel." You know what I mean? Like we can go do this instead. It's like I hate saying no, so this is why I picked this time frame. He's at work. He's at school. I get to do what I want. Fridays are open, right? And the weekends are for my family. The only way I stream on the weekends is if it's late night. That's it. My son's 12 and he gets home. He shuts himself in his room most of the time. Not my son. Not yet anyway. He's 9. That's why Power Boss, I want to spend as much time as possible with my son, because growing up, my dad had 2 jobs. My mom had 2 jobs. I got grown up, I got raised by TV dinners, television sets, and my brother. We were outside playing, hanging out at people's houses, right? We saw our parents at dinner time. I offered that to the girl. Needless to say, broke up with her because she wanted to figure things out. Always got to figure things out. Just go to Amazon. You can pick one up real easy. They're pretty cheap. You want to get one that's easy, like a pop-up type of thing. Expensive, $80 for that. You get a sheet, but the sheet you got to make sure it's nice and smooth. I have like a pop-up one that you just open up like a sunshade type of thing, and it just pops open. And it makes it nice and stiff, which is nice. But with the green screen, then you also have to light it correctly. Otherwise, you're gonna have problems. So you're gonna have to get lights. Hence why I got rid of the fucking thing. I said, "Fuck it." I hated using the green screen. I must know, how hype are you for Spider-Man 2? I'm not hyped at all. I don't have a PlayStation 5, hero. So if I did have a PlayStation 5, I'd be pretty excited to play it. It looks great. So I will sit here and not think about Spider-Man. No, I don't care. If I don't play it, I don't play it. I would rather have Wolverine. You're not going to get Wolverine either, Mo. Stop. All those cameras, the built-in green screen. The technology for the cameras are much better now. Still have that like right around like here with hair and stuff. You're gonna get like that haze that's going on, or if you move a little bit, you're gonna see it. But they're getting good. You don't even need a green screen anymore. I think you could do it. Let's see if I have something I can show you real fast. Let me see. I don't know if it'll let me do it because the camera's already open. Let me see. If I go to what is happening here? Lord. Okay. Let's see. Go to settings. Video, test video. Yeah, it's not gonna work because I'm live. But they have. Let me this down for a sec. Where's my camera? This one? How's the camera? This one. All right, give me a second. Short break. Let me turn this camera on and see if it works. Oh, it won't let me because I've already have it on the streaming thing. But if you go to Discord, you can look at your video preview and they have like things that you can do behind you. And it works really well. So if you don't want to use a green screen, you can use camera software, and they're actually pretty good. But again, got to make sure the background and what's behind you is somewhat different than what you're wearing. Like, don't wear green if you're blue and the background's blue. I'll tell you what, Power Boss, if I had to do streaming over again from the very beginning, I would just make content for YouTube with no camera. No camera. That's what I would do. I wouldn't do live streams. I would just do uploads. Hell, there's people that do live streams and they never show their face either. I see Lords of the Fallen is getting destroyed right now. Oh, review-wise? I hate Twitch. I don't miss Twitch. I got off Twitch the first time I went to Mixer. Then when Mixer closed down, I went back to Twitch. I didn't want to. And then I just went to YouTube. I hate Twitch. I hate everything about Twitch. I hate what Twitch is. I hate the organization of Twitch. I hate the people, the majority of people that are on Twitch. The whole platform could go away and I would be okay. No personal hate against anybody individual. Just the what it is. Yeah. Discord has that Discord background stuff. I'll be honest. I don't like the way YouTube is either. I get it why they are, but I want to make like you watch Fox or CBS or ABC, and on that channel they do sports, they do dramas, they do comedies, they do news. You know what I mean? They do everything. Like you go to that network, then you watch what you want to watch. That's what I want to do my YouTube channel. Like I want to have different shows on this one channel, but YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube doesn't like that. Hence why we do gaming first, and then we talk about stuff like this 2.5 hours inside of the stuff. Because in the beginning, it sees that and says, oh, okay, he's talking about gaming. Right? But I hate the fact that YouTube's like, if I want to make a Star Wars, if I want to talk about Star Wars, I got to make a Star Wars channel. If I want to talk about gaming, I got to make a gaming channel. The reason I rebranded, and a lot of people don't know this, okay, that I went from 30 and still gaming, because gaming's in the title. But 30 NSG stands for news, shows, and games. Okay? Could you see yourself streaming on X? It gets all figured out. Yeah. Yeah, I would do simultaneously if I could. I think I can now. I just don't know how. I tried a couple weeks ago. I have separate playlists. It doesn't work out. I could show you. Show you what can I show? Okay, when I start, I can't show you because it's saying other information. When I first started this channel, Jones, I started making videos of Gotham Knights, right? Variety gaming is very hard, okay? But I've always done variety gaming. Okay, everyone was always a niche game. They played Destiny, they played Diablo, they played whatever. Right? I've always been a variety person. Okay, now everyone's a variety person because they don't want to be pigeonholed to the one game. Okay, when I first came in and started doing Gotham Knights, my very first video, in October, we made 10,000, 15,000, 14,000 views. It was the best content that I've ever seen in all my stuff, right? I got so many viewers that my other channel, my main channel, in 8 years was surpassed by the viewership that I got from just 3 months. 3 months of this channel surpassed the original channel in its lifetime in just 3 months. Okay? Which was like 122,000 or something like that. Was 122,000 views. Okay? I ended last year, 2022, with just the 3 months that I started, October, November, December. It ended up with 137,000 views. So it ended up making it was like 15,000 more views than my other channel. Now, when I stopped making Gotham content and I started doing like other videos, right? It started dipping. Get a little cake, but it would go down. And it would just do the same thing until someone sees something. And then you have another video like my Hogwarts Legacy stuff did well. But another thing doesn't do well. So there's no rhyme or reason, right? But YouTube labeled me as Gotham Knights. So anytime I make a Gotham Knights video, which I made one, the last time I made one was with what's his name came out with a video, James Gunn. When James Gunn came out and said about the universe that he's taking over with it, right? And that was back in what, February? January 31st. Okay? January 31st, I made a video of Gotham Knights is getting DLC, and 5,700 people came and watched that video because I had Gotham Knights in the title, because I was known as the Gotham Knights new channel. Okay? But since then, less and less videos, or less and less views, I should say, on videos. But if Gotham Knights comes out with something and I put something, I guarantee I get 10,000 views. Because that's what YouTube has labeled my channel. Every time I do Gotham Knights, I'm like, push it out. It does well. Right? And that's the problem with YouTube. Which is not a problem with YouTube. It's a problem with YouTube, but not a problem because YouTube wants you to make money. And if you want to make money, then you got to play ball. And if you play ball, then you're okay. If you push up against YouTube, YouTube's like, what are you doing? You said you were this, but now you're making content of this. And there's a difference if you are a person that plays ball, builds up the audience, and then do what you want. Because then YouTube looks at it, doesn't matter what you make, because no matter what you make, people are going to come and watch. I want to run before I can crawl on YouTube. Right? So I got to build up the audience first, and then I can do whatever I want. But I'm so stubborn that I want to do what I want before I can do what I want. I'm my worst enemy. All right. What's that? Oh, I want to watch that. Spider-Man's. I've watched so many good YouTubers be miserable, play a gacha game just to keep their views and subs up. That's right, Mo. I'm a Taurus. Creature tells me all the time. He goes, man. He goes, I'm so frustrated with you because you don't want to play ball. I was like, I do want to play ball. I just don't want to play ball the way they want me to play ball. That's the problem. I'm trying to make YouTube bend to my will. And YouTube, they're not fighting. They're not going to bend to my will because YouTube doesn't care. YouTube is an entity, right? They don't care. So I'm fighting a battle against nobody, right? They're not going to change for me. I have to change for what it is. And then once I get to that point that I feel like I can, what are we doing? What are we doing? Horoscopes now? Now that once I get to that point, then we can switch over. That's exactly right, 76. My fucking game, and I don't care. Yeah. All right. 1:30. I'm done talking to you guys. I've had it. I've had it up to here. We'll be back tonight. Podcast, 8 p.m. Eastern. GXG. Join me and Sarge as we go over a couple news stories from the past week. Rant along the way. Other than that, appreciate it very much. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.